All right, I don't want to talk about this, but I got to talk about this because everyone's talking about this, and it's the only thing that anybody can talk about ever. For the first time ever recently, I almost quit the internet, at the very least Facebook. And those of you who know the show know I love Facebook. I know it's not popular with the cool kids, but I love Facebook because it's the greatest trolling playground on the internet in my eyes. And unfortunately, because of the deaths of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, I don't know if I'm saying either of those right, and this very large Black Lives Matter movement that's happening now because of those, and the Dallas thing that happened where the cops died and all of it, I'm going fucking crazy! I can't take anymore. Mostly because, for the first time ever, I haven't seen a single person who agrees with my side of things. I mean, I know I'm on the fringe of these things. I get it. But come on, you'd think at least a listener that I'm friends with would share my opinions. I don't see it anywhere. Maybe you guys are too scared. I get that. Maybe that's it. But I nearly backed off the internet forever. And then the Dallas thing happened. Policemen got shot because of the lies on the internet spread through Black Lives Matter. Dallas is the internet's fault. So let's go bully the internet. This is PODAWFUL.
PODAWFUL sucks.
When you're stuck in the rut and you wanna die, PODAWFUL makes that worse. You're covered with knees, they won't let you fly. PODAWFUL quench your thirst.
You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass.
What's up, guys? No, shut the fuck up, David.
Black Lives Matter!
This is PODAWFUL. I'm Jesse PS, your hosting. Friend me on
Black Lives
Facebook.
Matter.
Facebook.com/JessePS.
Yeah.
If you believe in the Black Lives Matter movement, don't bother, I guess. I don't want to talk about this,
is
David.
your episode, guys.
I don't want to talk about this at all. I hate it. David Ray Martinez is here, my co-host, of course, David Ray Martinez, a.k.a. David Gay Fartinez,
No.
a.k.a. the only black man who's willing to stand up for me currently. I know you had to. Well, I know you had to do that on Facebook.
Yeah, I had to defend you.
For the past week.
Yeah, I had to defend you because some of your posts were either prodding or poking fun at the incidents that were happening. So I think people were...
Oh, I wasn't poking fun. I was posting stats and facts.
No. Some of them stuff was... I don't know which ones. I should have had them in front of me. But a couple of them were like... People were just like, oh, he's attacking, this and that. And I was like, guys, it's Jesse. If
your black friends were upset that you were
No,
friends
it wasn't.
with me.
It wasn't even black friends.
Oh, no?
It wasn't.
I thought the one guy I saw was. Maybe I was
No,
mistaken.
he's Hispanic. He doesn't count as black.
Same thing.
Yeah, when they're Dominican, they don't feel they're black. So
That's true.
Yeah, they
Dominicans don't
don't-
like being called black.
yeah, they don't like that.
Even
And-
though they are.
Yeah, and then the other person was a white woman. Sent me a message.
Oh, well, that was...
Let's not.
she's
share.
been on the show.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if.
Hey, you comment on my Facebook.
Oh, it was on your Facebook.
She
so-
commented on the
she
Facebook.
commented
People
on
could
it.
see it. If you
Oh,
follow
okay.
me, I just told people to follow me on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see
Yeah, so yeah.
Rachel. What was your last name again? Rachel Applebaum. Is that it?
I believe so. So yeah, so the problem.
She was on the show. She had a puppet.
So the problem.
I liked her. She doesn't like me anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, you rub people the wrong way, Jesse.
What?
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 All right, I'm
Jesse
trying to
rubs
have
people the wrong way.
I'm trying to have any sense of jocularity about this. That's probably not a word.
Yeah, that is not a word.
I'm trying to be jovial about this and make because this is a comedy show, believe it or not. But I'm really I just am ready to give you stats and facts, and I'm angry. I'm not trying to fix anything. I'm just trying to show you why you're wrong because that's all I actually ever care about.
I mean, the reason people are attacking or don't like you is because they don't know you. I think outside of your social media or
that's all that exists about
yeah,
me.
exactly.
That is me.
Yeah, because you don't have friends.
No.
It's me and then the pizza delivery guy and the Chinese.
No, that guy doesn't like me.
Oh, he
Let me
doesn't-
be very
oh, yeah,
clear.
he
The
does- yeah,
Domino's man is not my
Yeah,
friend.
I forgot.
I don't
you
tip him well.
Wow.
I tip him, not well.
Wow. Okay. How much should you tip a pizza man? That's another episode.
I'll tell you. 0.
I normally give them like
When I open up the box, David, and the cheese is all over the
on one
lid.
side. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the last time it's
all on
funny you
one
say
side.
that. The last time I ordered it, it was all over
Yeah.
one, and that has never happened to me.
Oh, it's been happening to me lately. I don't know if it's their bicycles. Anyway,
This is not the point.
yeah.
Look, guys, let's be very clear. Tonight's show is about the whole Black Lives Matter thing. I don't like that, and David knows this better than anybody because I talk to you.
yeah, we talk about it all the time.
We talk about it too much on the show, and I've
Yeah.
told you how many times now. I'm sick of talking about race on the show.
I
don't like this
because we
shit.
solved it the first time.
We solved it the first time.
and now it's like we keep having.
And then
to
you
go back.
motherfuckers go out there
Yeah.
and keep making America racist again.
Yep. Yeah. So we've discussed it plenty of times. Jesse and I both feel that this isn't about.
It's not
It's not
race.
about- it's not racist,
it's
classism,
class.
you
We've
know?
said it 1,000 times on the show, and guess what? It ain't different this time.
And I mean, it is and it isn't for me this time. I mean, I think
Well, I'll prove you wrong with
think-
stats tonight.
no, I'm
Tonight, I'm the stat man. They call me Stat Man Carruthers. These are old man jokes.
Oh, I know.
We're old men.
I'm an old man.
That's
I'm going to be 40 in October.
I know. I'm gonna be 30 in
Jesus
October.
Christ. I think
We're
I'm gonna throw a party.
officially old men. We officially don't know Snapchat. That's
been-
all it is.
I've been trying. It doesn't work.
The only way you stay young is Snapchat now or Pokemon Go.
Shut up. I still don't know what this is.
We're not going to talk about
I
it.
don't know what that is.
Tonight is about
Yeah, I
Black
don't.
Lives Matter.
So anyway, so I think the issue that we're all having is that police brutality is crazy. You know what I mean? And
Hell yeah.
And it seems like Black Lives Matters or people of color right now are the only ones speaking
Which
up about
color?
it. The blacker ones. The black the Black Lives Matter.
Gotcha.
Because remember the Latinos who are also very much oppressed, they're not going to come out as much about police brutality because most of them may or may not be undocumented people and don't want to cause trouble. My mother used to
Undocumented is a fun word for it.
undocumented. Yeah.
That's a nice term for it, huh?
or illegal aliens.
There you go.
Is that the word that whatever. There's a lot of undocumented Canadians and people from Switzerland and the Dutch and German. So
All right.
know.
Well, look, we're talking about Black Lives Matter tonight, one way or the other. I don't think it's going to be fun or funny. I just have to. I physically have to. I nearly.
We could've talked about other
I
things.
nearly.
We
I'm
could've
not
spoke
kidding.
about
I don't have
Pokemon Go.
anything else. I got
We
nothing
coulda-
else,
we
David.
coulda spoke
My
about,
whole week has been this. Okay, this is my whole week, and I'm not kidding. I nearly quit Facebook over
Then
this.
you should have.
I was pulling my hair out. I was talking.
Well, you should've.
I
Pulled
called
your hair.
people up, and I was like, I might not be able to do
You
this.
should have cut your hair and gave it to a charity or something.
I've done that before.
You should have do it again. Your hair is fucking.
Look,
long.
they don't. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something about these charities that take hair.
Mhm.
They're not using it for making wigs
What are
like
they
you
using it
think.
for?
No, there's a guy who's masturbating into all that hair. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. That's a true thing.
You've seen it happen.
Look, we've got a poll going right now.
Fucking
We got a poll
loser.
going right now in our chat room. Make sure you gotta be a follower of mine for some reason to do it. But make sure you follow me on there. And right now, live in our chat room, we are live as we are every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, PODAWFUL.tv. Live in our chat room right now. There's a poll. The question for tonight is, do Black Lives Matter? We've got 3 choices for you. Okay, so vote now. We've got a few votes in already. Everybody's showing up. So vote now. The options are, number 1, yes. All right, I don't know how you would vote, David, but I would vote yes.
Yes, I would vote yes.
Of course,
also.
Black Lives. Why wouldn't they? Jesus. Number 2, no. And then number 3, the option is, we was kangs.
He's a fucking dickhead.
So, do you want to know what the votes are so far? Should we keep it a secret until the end?
Why don't we do halfway?
All right, we'll do it
Halfway in?
at the halfway mark. We'll
Yeah.
reveal the vote. So get your votes in now, guys. Do Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, give people time to chime in. Don't
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Get those votes in, guys. David wants to know what you think about his people.
My question I want to know if does Jesse life matter?
No.
That's what I wanted.
I mean,
but
I
we
certainly
could only
don't
have
think
one
so.
poll at a time.
That's true. That's true. So here's what happened. All right, in case you're somehow not caught up, a man named Alton Sterling died.
Was he related to Donald Sterling?
I probably so, yeah. And he was a large African American gentleman. He was a black gentleman, if you will.
Okay, when people say that, they mean a nigga with a nigga doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he had. By the way, this guy. I don't know how this works. I don't know. How do gold teeth work? Are they actually replacing his teeth?
It depends.
Because to me, it looks like he's got actual gold teeth.
I don't know. It depends on the person, because what they do is, some people have caps.
Right.
You know, which means you put them on and take them off.
This is Alton Sterling. To me, this looks like he's got actual gold teeth.
Or,
but the bizarre thing
is,
he still has a gap in his teeth. It seems like they could have fixed that if they were just going to put in whole new teeth made of metal.
I think those are.
By the way, terrifying.
Those are caps. Those must be caps.
Terrifying if you have a mouth of metal. Very scary stuff. So
Well,
I can see why they'd shoot him. Guys, case dismissed. That's been the show. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Pod Peep.
Okay, just kidding. So that's Alton Sterling.
Yeah.
You guys have seen the picture. This is the one they share. This is the picture they share everywhere because he's smiling. He is smiling sort of guy. He real happy in this one. And so that's the picture they show everywhere. Now let's do a little fact check on Alton Sterling. All right, so here's what happened. He's known as the CD man. He's a hard-working dad.
Yeah, hustle man.
He's selling CDs at the local gas station, not living with his kids. Does not live with his kids. Selling some CDs to make ends meet. Carrying a gun. And the cops got called to the gas station where he was selling CDs because someone claimed a man was brandishing a gun at people walking by. The facts are, it was a homeless guy came up to him and asked for change, and Alton Brown showed him his gun instead. All right, that's not okay. That's not an okay thing to do. You can't brandish a weapon at a man.
Just no thank you, no.
Yeah, just say no. You know, it's very simple stuff.
Push him away if he was getting too close or something, but no need to pull out a gun.
No need. So the homeless guy called 911.
Homeless man had a phone.
Look, all these homeless guys, David. Have you noticed they all have cell phones?
You know
now?
what? In New York City now that we have, like on 3rd Avenue, we have those stations where you can plug in and charge phones. This guy pulled out a beach chair, like a homeless man beach chair, and like set up shop and was charging his phone.
I want to know where they get the beach chairs.
Yeah,
So the cops come, and here's what happens. This is the part that nobody is talking about. All over the internet, it's an innocent man was killed. Alton Sterling was not an innocent man. Okay? We're going to have to go ahead and get over that hurdle.
Okay, well,
as a nation, you've Mike Browned yourselves again, Black Lives Matter. You're hanging an entire movement on a lie.
Well, okay, so the point is, the police were called, they came, and then they must have been like, okay, what's your ID or whatever?
Here's what they did. They were told a guy has a gun and is brandishing it. That's an immediate threat. Now, despite the fact that he is an immediate threat, and despite the fact that he's black, boogeyman black, here's what they did. 2 white cops, they approach him and verbally issue a command to get on the ground. Smart thing to do, by the way, if you're carrying a gun, and by the way, that gun is illegal. He's not licensed to carry a gun, and he's a fucking felon. So it is illegal for him to own a gun no matter what. He cannot own a gun legally. Okay. They keep talking about, you've probably seen it.
What state was it in?
Missouri or something?
Louisiana? No, it was Louisiana.
Louisiana?
I believe.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But it was...
Because he's not... I would look it up. I would know where he lived to know the gun rights there, the gun laws there, except he has none because he's a fucking felon. That's the end of the story. And you keep seeing the comparison. Hey, if this was a white guy, the NRA would be like, he had the legal right to be carrying that. No. No NRA member.
Because he was a felon.
It's illegal, period. Because by the way, you want to know what Alton Sterling, the big smiley family man, you want to know what makes him a felon? Let me put his picture back up here behind me while I tell you this. You want to know what this guy did? He's a child fucker. Okay? This guy fucked a kid. He fucked a kid. When he was 20 years old, he repeatedly fucked a 14-year-old. And the mom kept going, no, stop. And he's like, I'm going to fuck her anyway. Hey, if I want to fuck her, I'm going to fuck her.
Were you there?
This is like
police,
this is the account. This is the account of the story. I'm not kidding. This is a real thing. He is a registered sex offender. This is not a family man. He's got a rap sheet dating back to 96. All right? That's 2 decades of crimes. He has been caught with illegal weapons before. He has done armed robberies with those weapons, breaking and entering. He's also arrested for drug possession, but I don't give a shit. I don't think that should be illegal.
Okay, but the thing is, all right, so fine. He has all these things going against him. Now, if the cops knew him, right, or they know of him and they know his record, then I can say, okay, you know what? They go up to him with, okay, get on the ground. Let's see what's going on. But it's still a question of like, okay, you don't even know who this person is if you're a cop.
Okay, no, don't worry. I got it.
You got everything?
I got everything.
Okay,
all right.
So
Again, you're here for funny, David. I need you to make this episode funny because all I'm doing is screaming facts. That's the whole show tonight. I don't care if you don't want to hear this. You need to hear this.
Just screams facts.
Stop existing in echo chambers, you fucktards. You fucking cultivate your friends on social media so that you just hear your own opinion back at you. I'm friends with everybody. This is why I'm shocked that I didn't see a single person agreeing with me. I think they're all too scared. Here's the fucking facts.
All right, what's the facts?
This is a guy who is constantly dealing with cops. This is a small town local police department. These guys know him.
Do you know they know him, or
they
just
know
assuming?
him? This is what happens. This is what happens. You ever watch Cops, David?
Do I ever watch Cops? Yes, I've seen Cops in the past.
Every time they approach one of these guys on Cops, it's like, oh, God, here's CD Man again. We're always busting him for something. This guy never learns. Yeah, and then they go up to him. They're like, CD Man, and then CD Man goes, "Oh, I didn't do nothing," and then. They go, do
it again. He does what?
It's fine. And then, and then they go, come on, man. Come on, dude. You just got out. What did we tell you? He's like, oh, man, I know. I'll do better next time. And then this happens all the time. I bet money that at least one of those 2 cops already knew him. But forget that. Here's what they know. This guy is brandishing a fucking gun. That's all you need to know. So they go up to him. They say, get on the ground. He doesn't do it. By the way, this guy has resisted arrest while carrying an illegal firearm before. It's not his first time doing this. He was resisting arrest. He was resisting. So they tell him to get on the ground.
He was doing a Harlem Shake person.
Well, after a few bullets. He was...
not that part.
He was... I didn't know which part you were talking about. I've studied all the videos. I've seen them back to front. I've watched them frame by frame, by the way. We're going to get into this shit. So this is what you don't see in the videos. This is what is known, though. The corroborating evidence is here. The store owner, who said he's his friend, has admitted all of this stuff is true. So they go up to him. They tell him to get on the ground.
That he was brandishing the gun?
Yeah. Well, no. He says he wasn't. But then how did the homeless guy know he had a gun? He just predicted that? Because he did have it. He had it. So he didn't make that up in his head, and he was keeping it in his right pocket. That's going to be important for later. They go up to him, they tell him to get on the ground, he resists. They taser him. He's a big dude, it doesn't do anything. He doesn't get down. That's when they tackle him, and that's when the videos start. They bring him down. So they do get him down. They get him down on his back. One officer is on his chest, gets his left arm pinned. That arm means we're clear because he's pinned. Right arm, though, which is what the other cop is trying to do. The other cop is kind of straddling him around the waist, and he's trying to get the right arm. And that's when you hear him go, he's got a gun. Gun. That's a verbatim quote. He's got a gun. Gun. To let the other cop know we're in trouble here. Now, I keep seeing this thing getting shared around fucking social media. They took this single frame from the video, where his right hand is up to go, and then they type over top of that, see, he didn't have his gun out. He wasn't, they got it, both of his arms pinned. He did not deserve to die. Now, I went through that video trying to find that frame. It is less than a second. It is literally one frame of the video. The cop manages to get, and it's at the very beginning when they first get him down. The cop manages to get his right arm up, knowing he's got the gun in his pocket, or assuming it maybe at this point that it's in his waistband, but it's in his pocket, his right pocket. He gets his right hand up for one split second. And then Alton Sterling overpowers him and brings his hand back down to his side, where his illegal gun is. This is a guy with a rap sheet as long as a mile. Would you be surprised to find out that in his mind he was going,
I'm not going back.
I'm not going back in?
Mm-hmm.
Would you really be surprised at that, David?
No, I don't think I'd be surprised at that. But at the same time, I just think, I don't know. Like, if that's the case, then, like, when they walked up on him, like, get down, pull out your gun, get down on the floor.
That's, you gotta, if you've got a gun, you gotta comply.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Even if you're legally carrying it, you don't want anything to happen.
Yes, no, I know.
Which is where we'll get into Philando Castile later.
Mm-hmm.
Because that guy is the total opposite
yeah.
of what we're talking about right now. Don't think I'm crazy. I'm not going to preface this by saying I'm not racist, because fuck you. But don't think I think every single one of these cases is, well, yes, they all. Hey, they all deserve to die. That's not my fucking opinion here. Fuck yourself. The point is, Alton Sterling dug his own grave.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not saying he deserved to die, but he might have, because he certainly made it happen. He was carrying a gun in his right pocket. It was an illegal gun. He's a fucking child fucker. I know they didn't know that.
But I agree with all these things. That's what I'm saying. So if he walks up on him and says, okay, get down on the floor, and they pull out their guns, wouldn't you pull out your guns if that's the case? You're like, get on the floor, and he's not complying. Like, I understand now they're like, okay, let's taser him first or some bullshit. But, like,
that's the thing,
so
David.
I don't even understand,
That's the thing.
Like,
they tried to do this the way that everybody is saying they wanted him to do it. That happened. It just didn't happen on the camera. That shit and we're going to get the body cam footage, by the way. The body cameras fell off in the scuffle. Everyone's like, oh, so the body cameras fell off. Yeah, shocking they fell off while they had to take down a 300-pound dude. Crazy that happened. We're going to get that footage. It's being investigated. Like, they are investigating. They're not just going, well, it's a black guy, so let it go. It's not what fucking happens.
I mean, in the past it would have happened.
Oh,
like
yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
But we live in the current year.
Yeah.
Guys, vote. Do Black Lives Matter? So, point is, he brought his hand back down toward where he knew his gun was. He was purposefully doing that. They basically are begging him. Their words aren't begging. I know people are going to take it the wrong way when I say that. The words, I believe, were, if you stop resisting, or I swear to God, I'll fucking... And then he resisted too much, and they shot him. Something along those lines were the actual words. But if you listen to the tone, this guy is begging him to do it any other way. They don't want to kill him. The cops aren't out for blood. And David, you know as well as anybody, I'm not a fan of cops. I've had my own bad run-ins with the Popo.
See, and it's funny because I've never had a bad run-in with Popo.
Yeah, and
never.
I have.
I mean, the only...
And that's what we're going to learn tonight is...
I've only had...
Whitey gets it more often.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I've had issue with cops was 2 times in my life, and both were driving issues. And the first time I was doing 100 in Florida.
All right, well, you deserve to die. Wait, what?
No, not to die. But he came, and then he gave me like a ticket for me, and then he gave me a ticket for Sebastian not being in a car seat or whatever. So I got like a $600 fine, which
Yeah, but
Which-
you deserved that.
Yeah, I deserved it.
You deserved
So
that.
that's why I said I had a bad.
I did not deserve being locked in a windowless cell for 6 hours without being told what I was being charged with.
Oh,
That happened to me.
and then the other time,
I almost Sandra Blanded myself.
and then the other time, I basically got my ex was running her mouth, and then
Let's
yeah,
before you
yeah, that was it.
before you incriminate yourself too much. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was it.
And here's the other thing.
Mhm.
They're trying to make this they're trying to make you have feelings about this guy. This is all logic versus emotion. Now, this is normally the thing that happens with feminists and that sort of shit. But now I'm dealing with it with like regular dudes. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta get rid of the emotion on this, and I
think because
literally guys, and also everybody.
But guys, I think because it's so graphic in nature, and then when you put it on, and I agree with you 100%. Like, you know, most times with all videos, we're never getting the first piece of the video.
Well, they're all saying he never got his gun out.
Yeah.
It's too late if he gets.
Yeah.
Which time do the cops shoot you? Do they do it before the gun is in your hand or when he's aiming? That's what they're saying they want. Is the cop to wait until he's aiming a gun at their head? They're on top of him. What? Sorry, fellow officer. Let's sit and wait and see if he does it. Let's find out.
I don't know. I get annoyed with the whole situation because I'm like, you know, I don't know. I've always treated people with respect. So normally, even when I'm doing something wrong, I get away with it because, you know, I'm nice.
Yeah, that shockingly, no matter what race you are, that's how life works.
Yeah.
That's literally everything. And
sorry,
I'm not
guys.
saying there aren't racists, and there certainly are racist cops.
Yeah, I mean,
and even on top of this, by the way, there are racist policies within policing.
Yes,
For
there
instance,
is.
the war on drugs is entirely a racist
Yes.
thing.
Mhm.
Period.
Yeah.
The end. So let's get that out there before you try to paint me into some sort of corner. I do think that. However, the
And this-
numbers,
mhm.
what Black Lives Matter hangs its hat on, I'm sorry, it's a myth. Talk about that in a second. I want to get back to this emotion thing because they're trying to paint this. They want you to see this guy. They want this Alton Sterling right here, smiley Alton Sterling, not kid fucker Alton Sterling, not domestic abuser. The people protecting this guy. How many times I've seen a meme comparing what happened to him to what happened to Brock Turner, the Stanford rapist.
The one, the swim.
The swim team guy,
Yeah,
rapist.
I saw some of those.
You've seen that. So
I
they keep going. So Alton Sterling, a family man, of course, our sacred holiday. Family man dies, but then Brock Turner, all they talk about is his swim lessons when he rapes a girl. Fine. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about rape? This man raped a 14-year-old girl when he was a man. He was a man, and he raped a child. He's a kid fucker. This is Alton Sterling, kid fucker extraordinaire. This is,
You know, I'm not
you want
gonna-
to feminist? You
we're-
want to defend this
we're not
guy?
gonna get
You
into
want to
it.
have some intersectionality? This is a domestic abuser.
I
He
don't
beat the
know.
shit out of his wife.
Okay, well, that part, I'm going to get annoyed
You
at.
want to call him a family man and say he's a good dad? Here's your good dad, all right? Here's a photo. This is real of Alton Sterling. I've got this on my Facebook. Here's a photo of Alton Sterling with his kids. This is a real picture. In case you can't tell what's happening here, this is not Smiley Alton. This is Thug Life Alton in the do-rag, which fine, I don't care what you fucking wear. But he's doing the Thug Life face, and he's literally his children, who would be how old in this picture? They look 7,
Probably, I don't
6, 7 years old. His kids look. They're both holding actual guns at the camera. One of them even doing the sideways thing and doing the what you want face.
But I mean, it's one
this
of those,
is the family man. This is the emotions I'm supposed to feel.
But I don't know.
Man.
It's one of those things. It's like there's plenty of white people with their kids with guns too in pictures. It's just that they're shotguns or they're like other rifles.
There's a difference between posing with a gun like this, next to your buck that you killed, and pointing it at the camera while your dad goes like he's Tupac,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
pointing it sideways, going yeah at whoever the. By the way, how do black guy Black dudes that like make music videos, like I feel so bad for their cameramen because they're all having guns pointed at them constantly.
Yeah,
It's got to
but-
be terrifying.
I mean, I'm assuming that they make sure that those guns are super empty.
Dude,
They're
you
not.
really think anyone's
They better.
checking that? They probably sawed off the safety on those. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know. About
Anyway, there you go. You've got the Alton that everybody else has shown
that. But
you,
it doesn't matter. I mean,
and here's Alton, the real dude.
but there's
This is the last time he saw his kids, probably. By the way,
there's a picture of me in a wig and in a dress. Doesn't mean that's how I am every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
You're right.
so I mean, I can't. Like
You're
I said-
right. But the problem is,
Mhm.
since it's so about narrative right now,
Mhm.
you're not. It's going to be tough to find these pictures.
Mhm.
You're only going to see Smiley Alton.
Well, I
If
mean,
you if you type in his name into Google image search, it's a while before you find that picture that I just showed you, because people don't want that to be the case. It doesn't fit the narrative. It's like the Mike Brown thing. They went and ran with Mike Brown, an innocent young black man got shot, and then it find out that he was harassing a police officer, reached into the cop car for the officer's gun. Maybe not the one to hang your hat on. Maybe not the one to start a movement on. Mike Brown. But they can't let him go because then they were wrong. And then it makes their movement seem weak. See, that's the problem is they don't know how to. They don't. Tom actually brought up a good point. Shadow Tom, my roommate, he said they don't know how to Rosa Parks this. You'll remember Rosa Parks was not the first woman to do what Rosa Parks did.
Yeah, of course not.
It was a pregnant teenage girl that actually did it, and then they were like, that doesn't look good for the movement. So then they got Rosa Parks to do it, who was fine, who was nice. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is a great movement. This works. Let's get rid of the pregnant teenage girl, which people are going to have a problem with. And let's get Rosa Parks to do this shit. Seems like a good idea. They're not Rosa Parksing that. Drop the bad cases of this. At the very least, do that.
I mean, but the point is no one's ever gonna drop it because it's already there. You know what I mean? It's like, as you said. I mean, they could, but at this point, their lawyers are still looking for some kind of class lawsuit, and also maybe their families feel like, or his family feels like, no, he wasn't reaching for his gun. Maybe since he was tased, he's still shaking. There's plenty of reasons people will say why he's still shaking, or he wasn't really reaching for his gun, or whatever. So now it's the burden of proof goes on to these people who have to prove it. Like, oh, sometimes when you get tased,
There ain't no burden of. I mean, it's on video.
but that's my point.
It's just that we live in a time where two different human beings can see the same video
Yeah, and see different
and
things.
see different shit.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, only one of those things happen.
Exactly. Like, I liked Superman versus Batman. People
All right, we're not going to
see.
That's too
That's
much.
the issue.
Too much.
That's the issue.
I just don't want to talk about it. That is not the issue.
That's the issue.
You know, Black Lives Matter would have saved themselves a lot of time
If they just went to go see Batman,
if
versus
they called themselves
Superman
Black
versus
Lives Matter too. That's all it would have taken. # Black Lives Matter 2. Then all lives matter doesn't exist. Then you don't have to have that constant argument. You just call it Black Lives Matter 2. Doesn't change the meaning at all. TOO. No, to TWO, the sequel. Black Lives Matter 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's you would have saved yourselves a lot of time. That's all. It's just throwing that out there. Let's check in with our vote, our poll. The question was, do Black Lives Matter?
So
We
the
have
results.
0 votes for yes.
0 votes for yes.
Yeah. 1 vote for no. And 4 votes for we was kangs. So thank you very much for voting, guys. And feel free to
We were
still vote more. If you want to vote yes, that's fine. So the only thing that kept me on the internet when I was ready to quit based on watching the world go dumb in front of me. And I know the world's dumb, but this is the most egregious example I've ever seen. So watching everybody I know go stupid in front of me, and I'm used to being a one-man army in Facebook arguments. I'm used to that.
Yeah.
In fact, I enjoy it. I like it. It's why I love Facebook. I get to single-handedly battle every single person in the comments section.
You're a sick individual.
Yeah, I know. I made it
Sick.
into a show. It's fine. The only thing that kept me on is I know, give it 2 assuming no more of these things happen. Give it 2 weeks.
Recorded.
Give it 2 weeks, and no
Yes.
one's going to fucking remember this shit.
Like I said,
Think of every cause that's happened in every month. It'll all be gone. Pray for Paris, guys.
well,
Nobody even said pray for Dallas because we're like, oh, God, it's just too much at that point.
Listen,
and then Dallas is what really kept me. Dallas is where I'm like, okay, I'm back in. Because I stopped looking at the stuff. I was skipping the post and I wasn't posting about it anymore for like 3 hours. And then Dallas happened and I was like, all right, I'm back in. Because Dallas is the internet's fault. If you posted about this and you did not post the kinds of things I'm saying, you caused Dallas to happen. You killed those police officers. I'm not saying
you're
that.
blaming it on the internet.
I'm blaming it on the internet. I'm blaming it on social media. I'm blaming it. And this is what it's been steering towards. This is what everything in the world has been steering towards for a long time now. We've been hurtling towards this. And it's finally 100% happened. There's no arguments about this.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the internet is creating plenty of terrorists and people who are being born into something like this.
The problem is that nobody can sit and wait for facts. They don't care about facts. They care about emotion. That's
not
the
even
entire
about emotion. I mean,
that's the
this is-
entire problem with
You think
Black
so?
Lives Matter.
I don't think so. I think it's about Americans. It's an instantaneous.
That's nothing. You just said nothing.
Instantaneous gratification. I think that's the main thing. It's like someone
But
sees.
it ain't just America. I've seen
Well,
fucking
okay.
Australians posting this shit.
Okay, so
You know?
So worldwide. So people want to be the first person posting something. They want to be sharing something. They want to share their idea. And then people who watch it and have no more information behind it are just like, oh, okay, I'm going with what I just saw on this one person's feed.
You're doing it on the internet where you have all the information in the world at your fucking fingertips.
No, but who's going to do the work? That's the
Well,
issue.
guess who did? Jesse P.S. did, your friendly neighborhood asshole. I've got the work. I'm going to show you the work. I don't want to take a break in this episode. We're already past break time anyway. I would like to grab a Dr. Pepper. Do you want a Dr. Pepper, David?
Yes, I'll do that.
All right, let's
I'll
head
do
on
that.
over to the PODAWFUL mini fridge.
Sometimes you really thirsty. This is weird because the sodas are shaking up and
Oh,
I'm
my
scared.
God. Nah, that's probably fine. Here, you have that one then.
Is that the shaking
No,
one?
that's the not shaken one. Guys, we are, of course, sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah,
That's a fun thing to say in the middle of this rant about why Black Lives Matter is bullshit. We are sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Remember, Dr. Pepper. Oh, wait, I forgot to do the, sorry. Remember, Dr. Pepper. We've got a GIF now. We've got graphics. We've got Dr. Pepper graphics. Remember Dr. Pepper. This is Daddy's medicine, don't you know? Dr. Pepper. Make sure you go check out Dr. Pepper, grab yourself a case of it, drink it. And if you'd like to help out our show, you can do so by going over to iTunes, podawful.com/iTunes, and leaving a review, 5 stars and a review, not for PodAwful. Don't say anything about PodAwful. Instead, say something nice about Dr. Pepper.
Our daddy.
Excuse me?
Our daddy.
Our daddy. No. I'm daddy.
No, our
That's-
daddy is Dr. Pepper.
Maybe that's yours.
Oh, because Dr. Pepper is black.
If you guys at home want to drink along with us, on the count of 3, we'll open up our cans and you guys can drink with us. 1, 2, 3.
Please don't squirt
Here
on
we go.
me.
Oh wait, that's the part where I'm supposed to play the thing. I forgot that's how that works.
Oh, yeah, for the awkward silence. See?
It's new, guys. We got new things happening. New songs, new graphics. It's all new. All right, anyway. Oh, hey, wouldn't it be funny if it was this? So, anyway. Imagine that 50 times. So, I've got the facts, David.
Oh, God, more facts.
You want fucking facts? I got them. I got them out the fucking wazoo. Black Lives Matter, the entire premise of it is predicated on a goddamn lie.
Okay, so what is this lie supposedly?
The lie is that black people are dying at the hands of white cops in an epidemic. That this is some sort of epidemic that's happening. I'm sorry, it's just not the case.
Why do you say that?
Well,
I mean, how many black people have died this year? 100 plus?
I can actually tell you.
Yeah, give me numbers.
There is a website. It's called, Google this. It's called The Counted. I've got it here in front of me. In 2016, we're halfway through the year. In 2016, the total number of people killed that have been counted, that's why it's called The Counted. So obviously there might be a few that aren't in there, but that number is negligible. The people killed in 2016 so far, 571. That's by cops. 571 people have been killed by cops. That's justifiably or unjustifiably. So Alton Sterling or Philando Castile. Because we will talk about Philando in a second. So that is the number, 571.
Yeah.
Would you have ever guessed it was that low? That's everybody. That's any race.
I mean, I think that's too much, period.
Oh, yeah. 0 is preferable, but since some
Okay.
of these are bad guys,
Okay, if they're really bad guys.
you know, since the vast majority of these are bad guys.
I still don't know. I don't trust cops.
God, I don't trust cops either, but you know who I trust less? Criminals. Shocking. You know what? I'll tell you this. At the police protest in Dallas, when the sniper fire started breaking out, guess where everybody ran? Behind the cops. Weird.
I think they just run
The
into
protesters of cops ran to hide behind the cops.
Yeah, because they found out those are the people they were shooting. Like, let me get in front of
That's
one.
the worst place to stand if that's the case. All right, anyway. Hey, by the way, the guy got the black dude who was killing white cops was out to kill white people. Killed a fucking black lady. So great job, idiot. So here are the numbers. Because you gotta wonder, well, what are the races then in that? 571 people. Now, keep in mind, David, 320 million people in America. 320 million. Out of 320 million, only 571 have died at the hands of cops in 6 months. Not bad. There's 2 million cops in the U.S. It's an estimated number, but it's about 2 million. 320 million people. 571 deaths at the hands of cops. Most of those justified. What do you think the number of black deaths is when it comes to that number? 571 total. Black people dying.
Like 130 something? 140?
138. That was actually a great guess, David. You nailed it. What do you think it is for whites?
Well, whites are majority,
Yep.
so there's going to be more because white
Yep.
people be
Okay,
crazy
well,
too.
you are a reasonable human being.
White people
then.
be crazy. So I'm assuming 5. We got to factor in.
Just take a guess. I don't have all day.
Okay, sorry. 200, 275.
Very close. 281.
Ooh.
281. You're killing it. But
good with
unfortunately,
numbers.
David, you are not the normal person out there. Because the normal person out there would have assumed that black people would have been, out of 571, black people would have been 500 of them. And all of them be innocent. That's the normal thing that you hear.
I don't think that's the normal thing.
I know it is because I've been posting screenshots of these stats on all the comment threads that I see, and people will go, yeah, well, I wonder where they got those numbers. You don't question the numbers if you agree with them.
I think part of the issue is not even that part. It's the abuse of the police officers' power in different ways, and hitting
constantly.
and abusing, getting beat up, and
they protect each other.
And
That's
they
the
protect
problem.
each other. So those things are the main issues along with it.
Unfortunately, that's not what Black Lives Matter is about. It's not. Black Lives Matter is the idea that there is a racial issue with cops and young black people. I guess not just young, but let's face it.
But there is.
Let's face it. Young black men die more by the percentage-wise than anybody else, despite being 7% of the American population.
Yeah, and I think
14% of the population is black people. Young black men, that if they're young, so you got to assume like 18 to 25 or something, that's going to put the number closer to 3%. So like 3% of the population is dying exponentially more. I will give you the percentage numbers. I'm not going to hide this from you. I just want you to know ahead of time, because nobody will show you the stat first that more white people die. They'll show you this percentage because it's what you think already. It feels more right to you. Black people die per million, 3.28 per million, whereas white people, it's 1.42 per million. So obviously the rate is higher. The problem with that is that black people are typically the ones committing more crimes, so they have more run-ins with cops. You have to if you're going to factor anything, you have to factor everything.
I think that's part of the problem, though. It's like, fine, these run-ins.
What, numbers?
No, it's not the numbers. Is that, like, first off, every community where there's more people of color, there's more police in general.
It's because it's poor communities. Again, it's class. It's not race.
I know, but that's the point. It's like, so fine. So these people are living in these poor areas, and then you're just placing more, like, okay, so we need to police them and put them in jail quicker or abuse them quicker. Or it's like, it's part of, I know it's part of this. The main issue is people be broke. That's the main issue. White people be broke.
I'm sorry, I can't excuse that. Look, here's the numbers. Black males make up... I didn't realize I even had the stat. So black males make up less than 7% of the U.S. population. Black males commit 56% of all robbery, despite being less than 7% of the population. By the way, these stats are all according to the FBI. All right? Is that a good enough source? I'm sure it's not for Black Lives Matter activists, but... these are the
but
facts.
a lot of times, then there's my conspiracy side, because a lot of these.
Oh God, we are not doing conspiracy
No,
theories,
I'm not.
David.
It's not doing conspiracy theories, but there's a lot of times there's people in jail for things that they have never done. There's a lot of in these cases they keep coming up over and over because, as we discussed the other day or earlier, cops just want to close the book on things, right? And that's just what happens. If like, little Tyrone, my snitch, who doesn't want to, who wants to stay out on the street,
I agree.
gives up someone.
I agree.
But
cops just want to get it over with. We were talking about this before the show, and I think it's the worst.
Yeah, the worst.
I think it's the worst thing about cops is they're not looking for actual justice. They're looking for getting it over with.
Yeah, getting
Here's
their
the problem.
job done.
Here's the
Getting their
problem.
job
Let's say they just go, they make Tyrone confess even though he didn't do it. The problem is that even though Tyrone didn't do it, Jerome did. You see what I'm saying? It's still a black guy in the end. Black males commit 53% of all murder, despite 53%. That is insane. Less than 7% of the population commits 53% of all murder. That's terrifying. I mean, that's crazy. By the way, it's all black on black crime because almost all homicide is race on race
crime,
because that's who you are around.
Yeah.
I'm not when I say black on black crime, I'm not going like, well, they're tearing into each other. They hate each other more than they hate us, or I'm not doing that. It's just literally true.
Yeah, but white people kill white people all the time.
Yeah,
that's what they
That's
do.
who you kill your family members,
Yeah.
basically. You kill your friends and
So-
family. Hang on. Despite making up less than 7% of the population, black males commit 1 in every 3 rapes. 1 in every 3 rapes, black males, despite being less than 7% of the population. Young black men kill 14 times more than young white men. Black males make up more than 50% of all homicide victims. 42% of all cop killers are black, which probably, NWA didn't help with. Black victims of homicide are 93% of the time killed by other blacks. Well, we just talked about that. That's obvious. Who cares? And in 2006...
So what's the percentage of white people killing white people? You have that number there.
I actually read this. It's like 80. It's like 80%. White people kill. But by the way, the number for black people killing... I can't remember exactly. I'm not going to quote the numbers because I don't want to get them wrong and then somebody calls me out. But I do remember this part of it is that the numbers for white people, it's like, okay, clearly white people more often kill white people. But then on the black side, it's like, oh, clearly black people kill themselves a lot, way more than white people kill themselves. But then also they're killing white people way more than white people are killing black people. Like, that's how the numbers worked out. I don't know if that made sense. Anyway, in 2006, blacks made up nearly 40% of the total prison population. All right, I don't care about that number because that's war on drugs bullshit. That actually is racist. But everything else, I mean, look, you murder people, all right? You rape, you murder, you rob, you're going to have more police interaction. You do it, I agree, because you're poor and because those
I mean,
are breeding grounds for crime.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, because like every time I hear a comedian or anyone white, it seems like you people have had therapists. Almost everyone, and that's in our community. Like the other day, I saw my cousin. She was telling me about her son or whatever, and how he didn't want to give his kids like ADHD pills or whatever. And it's just this psychological thing. Like,
I get it.
It's sad. I mean,
it's not a part of the culture.
Yeah, we're not getting the help that we need in the neighborhoods, and we're not fostering it ourselves either, or like being the ones to talk out about it and be like, hey, let's have therapy. So, hey,
how many years have look? There's no
black
such thing
people
as
just stop.
There's no such thing as a white leader, right? There's such thing as a black leader, but if we ever had a white leader, people would be like, no, you can't. Sorry, you can't do that. But
normally it's the
I'm not saying I want
States.
one. I'm saying how many years have we had black leaders coming out? I mean, I feel like this happens every couple months. A black leader comes out and says, we gotta do better for ourselves. We can't let this. We're doing it to. I mean, you know, this.
Yeah, no, definitely.
There's plenty of smart people who have come out and gone,
guys, we gotta
stop this nonsense. But that happens every couple months. It never stops.
Yeah, because I mean, we're still an oppressed people, and that's what people don't see.
But that's the point of Black Lives Matter, is to say that. In what way? That my question is, in what way are you still an oppressed people?
Well, we're oppressed because of the educational system that's put in our neighborhoods. Because
have you seen any of those videos of an inner city high school where they're just torturing the teacher?
Yeah,
or you just want to pull your own hair out watching it.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's
literally torturing the teacher.
Yeah, and that's because of a lot of the rules with like regular rules, like don't touch the kids. You can't tell the kids to shut up. You can't tell the kids to, like my aunt was a what you call it, a teacher, a tenured teacher. She retired and moved to Maryland, and a kid was bouncing a ball in her class, and the principal told her, "You can't take the ball from him." And my aunt said, "Okay, let's see if that happens. If he bounced that ball again." He bounced the ball, she took it, whatever, and the principal had an issue with her. And her school was an A school, and it went down to like a D letter school.
All because she took that ball. I get it.
No, because it's a bigger conspiracy. It's
conspiracies.
No, it's not. Because it's a part of destroying the unions. Because my aunt was making over 100 and change, and when you turn a school into a charter school, you're not paying teachers that much. So it's a way to
studies show charter schools are the only thing that helps out the inner city.
No,
kids.
because it's not. Everybody says these things is because charter schools' numbers are fixed. When you can kick a kid out,
dude, all schools' numbers are fixed.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Because in in New York City public schools, you have to accept everyone who lives in your zoned area. So you can't do anything about their grades. If they fail, they fail.
I've
they get left back.
seen teachers fix grades in public school to keep the numbers up.
Yeah. But I'm saying
I've had a teacher give us the answers to tests for that.
Maybe
and that was back in the day.
Yeah,
they're doing it more now.
Yeah, but that's maybe in your hood where it's whiter, okay, versus where
pretty good mix.
Yeah, versus where over here in the schools, I didn't see. I thought a Puerto Rican girl was white. That's the only girl I thought who was white.
How many people you know?
In my junior high school.
Let me ask you this: how many people you know didn't graduate high school?
A lot.
A lot. And how many today do you think don't graduate high school?
The number's probably gone down because they push kids through a lot more.
Because they push them through. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
But they also cap off at
Nobody fails high school anymore, even though almost all of them should.
No, my cousin graduated high school at 20. And I was like, motherfucker, when he was 19, I was like, nigga, don't you think,
I think that legally makes him retarded.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that like the last year you're allowed to attend?
Yeah.
And if you're a retarded person, I think you can attend till you're 22 or something.
And it was just like, dude, like, take your loss and get the fuck out of school. And like, I need to graduate. I'm going to be the first one to
you
graduate.
need to learn to be an electrician.
Yeah. So my point is that, especially the schools I was in, like, the numbers may have been fixed for maybe to say, let me get this fucking kid out of my class once in a blue moon because I can't repeat this kid, have this kid in my class again next year. But at the same time, no. I mean, we just don't have
school. Public school in general is fucked all over. It is certainly worse than inner city schools.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the main issue.
I mean, it's the root.
No. The root doesn't start at school. School is a made-up thing. The root starts at home. And more than anybody, you've got single moms in the black community.
Yes.
You got all the people doing not doing what you do. You raise your kid.
Yeah, but
how many black dudes don't even know they've got a kid?
No, I mean, see, but that's part of the equation. It's all the systemic way to keep us oppressed. Fine.
Ain't nobody making
No, because when you look,
you run out on your kid.
no, fine. If families don't work out,
Which, by the way, Alton Sterling did.
if families, even when families are together, okay, and you have two parents at home, the system is made for us to fail. Because the jobs that we get, we may not afford, or we can't. We don't make enough money to live. So back in the days, a man or a woman made enough for one parent to stay home, right? So fine, the dude is making money, honey stays home from school. I mean, she doesn't work. She picks her kids up. She helps them with homework. I have friends who are teachers that are third grade teachers, and they sit down and just like. These kids come to us and they're like, no one's home. Mommy gets home at 8 o'clock from work, or daddy comes home at 7:30. When are you doing homework? You know what I mean? Who's helping you with these things? I barely can help my own son, and he's in third grade.
Look, I get that. And
So-
that happened. That's also a problem in any household now because women don't stay home and be moms.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Too,
So-
which
and-
fine.
and-
That's not the
yeah,
point.
and dudes. And that's what I'm saying. And dudes, like my friend, she was raised by her dad who stood home all the time. And her mother made all the money. But the point is,
Yuck.
stupid ass.
Gross.
But that's
not
the
a-
point.
that's
Is
not a
that
man.
is that the point is that we don't have that opportunity to have the household or the family or community that we used to have. We put our children's lives in other
All right,
people's
hang on.
hands daily.
We're gonna go long here because I want to keep talking about this, and I'm mad. So hey, look, sorry if you hate the idea that we go long on a show. Fuck off. I don't care. I gotta get this out. Look, let me get this out of my fucking system. So next week's show, I can be funny and have a good time.
Yay!
Friday night, we did Friday Night Hangout Explosion, of course, as we do every Friday night, our Friday show. And we played Dungeons and Dragons, and that was literally so I could just turn my brain off for a little while. That was me, and
How
I had
was
to
it?
power through it.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun. It was a great episode. Go check it out on YouTube. Those are YouTube only now, by the way. Friday Night Hangout Explosion.
Dungeons
Make
and
sure you check it out.
Dragons. Ugh.
Go check it out. Friday Night Hangout Explosion. It was a lot of fun.
There's nothing whiter.
I think
than
the
Dungeons
listeners
and
loved
Dragons.
doing it.
It was nothing whiter than Dungeons and Dragons, though.
Maybe fucking it'd be doing better in school, black folks, if you start playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh God.
Dude, anyway, look, the point is, I had to power through that. I think it turned out great. Despite it, I think a lot of that was the listeners, so thank you guys. Go check that out on YouTube. Those are all YouTube only from
I
now
tried to
on.
get into the Hangouts and it didn't let me again.
It's probably full.
You know, well then you need to start reserving a
you
motherfucking
need
space.
to show up.
How early? I'm not
earlier.
arriving to that shit super early. You better
Oh,
take it
God.
easy.
I just told a black man to show up earlier, or at least
First
on
off,
time.
I am always on time. So shut up. I'm the most prompt.
Actually, you were too early today.
Yeah, I'm a premature come to worker.
You're a premature comer. I got it.
Yes, that's me.
So the point is, check it out on YouTube. Our Friday night show is called Friday Night Hangout Explosion. It is YouTube only from now on, but it was a lot of fun. I think the listeners had a great time. Angie and Caleb did a wonderful job as our dungeon masters, and
Sound like some porn stuff, guys.
yeah, it was. It was some porn stuff. It was super fun. By the way, if you're like a real fan of the show, there's so many like inside jokes in this one that it's funny. But even if you're not, it's a very weird it's non-nerdy Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of fun. Go check that out. I had to power through that because I was trying so hard not to sit here and think about this stuff. So this is me spitting this shit out and getting it over with. So let's do that. Anyway, I'd say it ain't helping that there ain't no dads in the black community.
I'm saying
By far, by and large, a lot of no dads. You gotta. And by the way, who's out there doing?
there's a lot of no
who does the
dads
crime?
for white men too. For
Not
white families.
anywhere near. The numbers do not stack up, percentage wise. Of course, obviously there's more white people, but. I mean, think about who is out there doing the stupid shit. It's young black men.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a positive role model. They don't have somebody to look up to. They don't have that guy in their life slapping them in the back of the head and going, straighten up, fly right. The fuck are you doing?
You know what? I mean, I hate when people say that because I've seen so many examples where people do have that, and you make your own freaking decisions. I grew up in a household where my dad, I just found out the other day, had a whole nother house. A whole nother household.
He had a second family? Do you have a secret second family?
Not maybe no brothers and sisters that I know of
find
yet.
out.
I probably will find out one day soon. Yeah. But I know that my brother told me, like, oh, he had another apartment with this lady. And I was just like, what? Like now you just and my mother knew. My mother told my brother told my mom years before, and then I just found out because my brother was in the hospital because he's a fat bastard. And I sat there and I was just like, damn, that's fucked up. And he used to hit my mom, he used to talk shit, da. But the point was, I still had an example of I don't want to disappoint my mama. I don't want to disappoint my brothers. I don't want to disappoint anyone in my life because this lady's more important to me than anything else that I could do.
It's rare that people take it that way. It's rare that people do it that way. The odd person is the person who doesn't continue the pattern. Those are rare examples. I can point to rare examples too, but that's what makes them examples is that they're rare. You don't point to things like that.
I don't know,
because
brother.
it's like what makes things news.
But then I saw people.
That's actually my point with Black Lives Matter. You know why these guys getting killed is news? Because it doesn't actually happen that often. If it was happening all the time, it wouldn't be in the news.
Well, that's true.
You know?
That's 100% true.
You know what we never report? You know what bombings we never report? The ones in Israel and
which happen every day.
Which happen every goddamn day, probably 2 or 3 times a day. There's only talk when it's Paris. There's only talk when it's here. That's the only time you talk about it. That's what makes something news. If every Alton Sterling and Philando Castile was getting murdered by police, you'd never fucking hear about it. And I think maybe that's part of the point they're trying to make.
I'm surprised she has service.
If they don't, right? If they don't make a ruckus about it, it won't be in the news. But that shit's not true. Mm-hmm. If it bleeds, it leads. The news loves these stories.
Yeah, of course.
That's the only reason they allow this Black Lives Matter shit to happen on the news is because they go, well, shit, it's causing a lot of destruction and mayhem. People are going to tune in. Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry, that's the way the world works. Actually, let's move on to this Philando Castile thing. So. I mean, you guys must already know it, but he's the other dude that died. This guy that it was live streamed as he died in the car by his girlfriend. The guy was shot. This is the guy, that I said I said, please, if you're going to make a case on police being bad at their jobs, use this story and not the Alton Sterling one. This is while it was still fresh. Like, this had just become a thing. I said, but don't bother with the race shit because it has nothing to do with either case. So this guy, he was shot 4 or 5 times in the arm by a police officer after being pulled over for a broken tail light. All right. His girlfriend live streamed the entire thing after he had been shot. He's sitting there bleeding to death and live streams the encounter with the cop. The cop clearly, by the way, did not realize what he had done. Like, he's going, fuck. He's trying to justify it to himself, not to anybody else. He's going, I told him not to put his hands down, and you can hear the heartbreak in his voice. Obviously, this guy did not deserve to die. As far as I know, he was a good dude. I can't find any dirt on this guy, and I wouldn't try to because he didn't deserve to die. I only tried to find that stuff on Alton Sterling because who cares if he died?
And I don't know. And
I don't need the emotion argument for this guy. The logic part tells me that he shouldn't have died. He's a licensed concealed carry gun owner. So here's the example you should have used when you wanted to point to the NRA and say shit. He's a licensed owner. He's got the concealed carry permit. He had the gun concealed. The officer asked him to reach for his ID, and knowing that might cause a problem, he said, I just want you to know, I've got a concealed carry permit. I have my piece on me. And the cop says, all right, get your ID. And as he reaches for the ID, he unloads 4 bullets into the guy. That don't make no sense. Unfortunately, I don't think, and I waited because I was sure. I don't think it has to do with race. Everybody wants it to be. That's the bizarre thing.
Why don't you think? Oh,
these are the mentalities these victims.
Why don't you think this
have.
one has anything to do with race?
It's very simple. I waited because in the live stream video, you can't see the cop that shoots him. You can see his hand. You know he's not black, unless he's like real light-skinned black. But you can't see him. You can't really pick up anything from his voice. And I just waited, and I waited, because I knew eventually they'd say who the cop was. I'm sure the people thirsty for his blood would release it at the very least. And finally they did. And bizarrely, no fanfare over. I've seen a lot of shit about the dudes that killed Alton Sterling, both white guys. The guy that killed him's name is Geronimo Yanez. Okay. So, I'm sorry it doesn't fit your narrative.
The narrative.
It ain't a white guy that did it.
No, I don't. See, that you're saying the white guy. The narrative with Black Lives Matter, I believe, maybe my opinion, is that it's coming from police brutality. No one's saying white, black, purple, green. I told you guys before. I said I had a guy in my
Why do
neighborhood.
people always say purple and green?
I don't know.
There are no purple or green people.
There's aliens. So, like, I know there's no aliens. There's people that, like, we had a police officer in our
You're the
neighborhood.
conspiracy guy. I think you actually think there might be purple and green people.
Anyway, so there was
Hillary Clinton is a purple person.
No, isn't she a lizard, they say? Whatever. See?
Green person, sorry.
Yeah. So, like, we had a police officer in our neighborhood. He used to smack people with the batons, black police officer. You know what I mean? It's like, it's about the non-respect, the brutality, the getting beat up. I saw, you know, of course, on the internet started going crazy, and then they showed this white police officer tased this kid for like 23 seconds, and now the kid is retarded and threw the car.
It made a kid. You can tase a person into being retarded.
Yeah, for like 23 seconds, and then he took him out
Helpful.
and like he threw him on the floor, and this kid is like totally messed up in that brain now. White kid, because he smelled a little weed, and he's like, "Oh, I smelled weed."
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's like all these situations, just like, was that necessary? You know what I mean? Like to tase this kid, you know, and to do all of these things.
Yeah, somebody asked me when I was having an argument with somebody, they were like, name a white person that this sort of thing happens to. And I was like, all right, well, admittedly, it'll be hard because they don't make it news when it happens.
Yeah, they don't.
Because, by the way, it happens all the time to white people. It happens more often.
Yeah, it definitely happens more often. But that's what I'm saying. But it's like white people like to keep their shit to themselves.
I did a Google search, And then I like listed, 15 different cases to them, and they're like, I'm not reading any of those. What? You just told me to name one. I just sent you like 15 of them.
With dash
Like
cams.
the first one was a 6-year-old autistic boy who was killed by 2 black cops. It was a white autistic boy killed by 2 black cops.
How did he get killed?
They shot him to death. I mean, like
A 6-year-old?
yeah, an autistic 6-year-old. And by the way, no part of me thinks that had to do with race, and I never will. Unfortunately, I have to disagree. The entire point of the movement is that it's race, or else it wouldn't be called Black Lives Matter. It's white. It's a white versus black thing in their mind. I don't think it actually is. Obviously, that's my whole point here. But it is, and here's how I know: because when it turned out that this guy was Hispanic, ain't nobody bringing up who shot him. Everybody I have seen. By the way, if you're one of these motherfuckers that shared the meme of one of the cops that killed Alton Sterling being in the KKK, there's this picture going around of a cop. It's like a bald guy with a goatee in his cop uniform. And then next to it is a picture of a similar looking, it might be the same guy, there's no proof, guy at a KKK rally doing like a Hail Hitler or something. And they're saying that's one of the cops that killed this guy. So not only is there no proof that those are the same person in both of those pictures, they could just be white dudes. You literally can't tell. But that is not one of the cops that killed him. I've seen this shit going around over and over and over again. When it finally came around where people are like, wait, a couple people got woke to this and started calling out those people and going, well, hang on a second, that's not one of the guys that killed him. I've seen pictures. That's not the guy. You see them all backtrack. They go, well, I never said it was one of the guys that killed him, but I'm just letting you know who's in your law enforcement. Well, are you? Because we don't know that actually is the guy in the KKK picture
So
either.
you're trying to say they were doing a Killer Mike thing?
Yes, it's narrative. They're trying to build a narrative, and they are
But you can't-
purposefully lying. That is a hoax.
Listen, but
that is illegal.
But
That's
first
illegal.
off, but you can't say Black Lives Matters are those people doing it.
It literally, I mean, I can't say, it's literally
I'm saying
people who are like officially a part of that
I'm saying
are doing it.
There's people who are making their own things, doing their own stuff.
But you do know there's like an official Black Lives Matter like group, right?
Yeah, supposedly, yes.
Those people put that shit out there. I've seen it. I follow this shit, David. This is what I'm obsessed.
You follow what it was on the Black Lives Matter
website.
website.
It was on the Twitter.
It
starts on. It always starts on Twitter. Black Twitter. It starts on there. I mean, no, seriously, like that's a real thing.
Black Twitter.
It is. Ain't nobody talking about Geronimo because it doesn't fit the narrative. If they know they can't hang their hat on that.
No,
they
but
know they can't do it
but
because
they've
it's a
been
Hispanic guy.
But they're hanging their hat on it.
And he doesn't. It's not a
police
passing
brutality.
one either. It's not like they did
It's
it with
about
George
pre-
Zimmerman. Remember Trayvon George Zimmerman? Finally, by the way, we got justice for Trayvon because we killed those cops. George
That is
Zimmerman.
not nice. Yes,
is
those
half
people have
Hispanic.
family.
But if you saw him on the street, and as long as he keeps himself shaved up, he looks like a white guy. Now, they try to make it a race thing with him, and then he's like, I'm half Hispanic. And they go, well, the other half of you. This is how I know it's a race thing. The Hispanic part, according to them, the Hispanic half of George Zimmerman isn't the part that could do this. It ain't about that. It's about, and by the way, Hispanic, as I've said a million times on the show, ain't a race. Don't think I'm doubling back on that. I'm talking about people's mentality about Hispanic, not my actual understanding of it. It doesn't work that way. My favorite part, by the way, about finding out that the guy who's Hispanic is that Philando Castile's girlfriend who live streamed the whole thing to Facebook, she referred to him as Chinese because, she was doing that thing where you just call Asian people Chinese. It doesn't matter where they're from. And she thought he was Asian. So she said, I don't know, he's Chinese or something. That was my favorite part. But this guy is not he can't pass for white. This guy looks like
And
Speedy
that's
Gonzalez
why-
knows his sister.
But that's the point of it being about police brutality. And it is
Police
part-
brutality
it's-
against anybody.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Except it's not. It's about Black Lives Mattering. That's not. You can't claim that. It's specifically race based. It's Black Lives Matter.
So then
It's not about
that's it.
police
So-
brutality. It's
so
about
when-
white brutality. It's about racism against black people through policing. And nobody's going to tell you that it's Hispanic cops doing it. It's not part of the narrative.
So if a Hispanic cop does, it's cool. Is that the narrative that you're trying to?
Apparently, because they won't bring up that this guy's Hispanic. Apparently, that would crumble this case.
Yeah, but they're still talking about police brutality, and they're still gonna. I mean, it's still police brutality. Black
If it was
Lives
a
Matter.
let me ask you this. If
Black
it-
Lives Matter is not. I mean, I
Let
don't
me
know
ask
if
you
they're
this.
getting
Let
funding.
me ask you this. If in the video, if in the original
Yes.
live stream, when you saw the guy sitting there bleeding, Philando Castile sitting there bleeding out, and the camera pans over, and the hand you saw holding the gun was black, and the voice you heard was, "Damn, I told him not to put his hands up." Do you think that this would have been a part of the movement?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I really do.
Can
Because
you
the point
name,
is
can you name a single other one of these guys where it was a black dude that killed him? It
No.
does. You know
Because-
why? It doesn't exist.
No, because the point is that it's right now in this time of social media and this time of everything being recorded. So those things that are recorded are the things that are going to play. Like, as you said, it's news. Watching someone die is news. So when these things are recorded and they're posted out there, it's there for the public to see. And then they have to have a reaction, because if my news outlet doesn't report it, then my news outlet is not doing its job. So if it was a black cop, it would have been the whole thing about its police brutality.
Dude,
I'm gonna
never
sue.
would have been in the news.
You're a liar.
I'm not a liar. I'm
definitely-
capable of noticing trends. There is not a single instance in Black Lives Matter, not one, of a black police officer committing brutality against a black guy. Why would that even matter? That's not what why would it be called Black Lives Matter if that was the case?
Yeah, it's called black. I don't know why it's called Black Lives Matter.
Then you don't know it. I'm sorry, David. You
but
don't
I'm saying
get it.
no. But the point is, no, it's not, it can't just be about
This is
that.
insane, dude. That's insane that you think. Let me. I could probably just look it up. There's probably some sort of fucking mission statement out there.
Okay.
You know, I could probably look that up. By the way, we're getting breaking news. I don't know about this, so I cannot corroborate this. This is what the internet does, though. So I'm telling you, I'm warning you. I have not looked up the truth behind this, but somebody in the chat room, Glovesbat in the chat room, says they were pulled over, meaning Philando Castile, his girlfriend, and the daughter, I guess, were pulled over because he fit the description of somebody who did a robbery. But it's just the recorded cop radio that lets that out. No one's talking about it. I haven't looked that up. I'm not going to say yes or no. It's interesting if that's true. So that might give some sort of explanation to why this guy shot at him, because I can't fucking fathom why. And that makes a lot more sense than the alternative, which is he got scared. The end. He got scared because a guy said he had a gun. I'm sorry, that's not the typical thing for cops. But yeah, dude, come on. It's so clearly
No, it's not clear. I'm saying, you're telling me it is, and I've seen videos of other black cops doing shit to people, maybe not killing them, and that's my point. Like, I've seen black cops fuck up people.
You haven't seen it because it's not part of the narrative. You think
because
it doesn't
it's not-
happen? You think that black cops have killed black dudes?
Probably, yes, of course.
Yes, of course. All right.
Yeah, but my point is, if there's no video of it, there's nothing for them to have a foot to stand on.
You think there's no video of that? You think there's not a single video out there of a black cop killing just some innocent black dude on the street?
Yeah, I don't think there's...
How likely is that? And by the way,
And
if it's not very likely, then again, the entire point of this is over with. because it doesn't happen that often. If that couldn't have happened by now, probability would tell you that if their numbers were right, that this would have had to have happened by now.
Yeah.
Probability alone. Everyone carries a camera in their pocket.
But I'm saying there's times maybe these people are getting killed at nighttime. There's a whole lot of different scenarios.
So you can't see them because they're all.
That's right.
Is that literally the argument you just made?
So the point is, no. I mean, I don't. If they're standing on, if Black Lives Matter is only about standing on Black Lives Matter because of police brutality just to black people by white cops, then that's horrible. If they're standing on as, okay, fine, we're getting police brutality and Black Lives Matter in general, then I will feel fine about it. But if it's just black on white thing, then I disagree with it.
I went to blacklivesmatter.com to try to figure it out, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff about transgender on here, so I can't imagine this one's actually speaking for the bulk of Black Lives. They got the .com, but it doesn't.
It might just be they bought it a long time ago.
Yeah, here's what they say. Black Lives Matter is an ideological, political intervention in a world where black lives are systematically and intentionally targeted for demise. So their belief, at least according to this website, is that black people are intentionally being targeted for murder, like they're killing them on purpose.
It said demise.
It doesn't say anything about police or white. Yeah, demise means dead. You know that demise means dead. Don't try to undo that by saying, well, it says demise. Yeah. Oh, you mean a synonym for dead?
You mean going down.
I cannot believe you make me argue the stupidest fucking shit. Hashtag Black Lives Matter was created in 2012 after Trayvon Martin's murderer, George Zimmerman, was acquitted for his crime, and dead 17-year-old Trayvon was posthumously placed on trial for his own murder. Rooted in the experiences of black people in this country who actively resist our dehumanization, Black Lives Matter. So it's not even about cops. It's not about cops.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
But you said it's about police brutality. I'm
saying that the reason why these things are out there is because of police brutality. I'm saying
But dude, right here, it's saying what created Black Lives Matter had nothing to do with police. It's Trayvon Martin's death. That was George Zimmerman. He wasn't a cop.
Okay, so then you're the one saying that Black Lives Matter is taking this as a platform like Alton Sterling stuff, right? You're saying Black Lives Matter.
I'm saying they think it's white versus black. That's my point, and you're saying you don't think that's true.
No, I'm saying Black Lives Matters is overall. They I don't know what the fuck they mean.
They do mention police later on, but I mean, if they started the movement without a cop death, without a cop-based death,
it's about just brutality towards our people.
Oh God! Now here's a bunch of stuff about queer and trans and gender spectrums. All right, there's no way this is all. This can't be the main website, can it?
Maybe .org.
When have you ever heard of any of that having to do with Black Lives? They literally shut down a pride parade the other day. Sorry,
Black Lives Matter?
Don't buy it. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say. It's an activist movement originating in the African American community that campaigns against violence toward black people. Black Lives Matter regularly organizes protests around the deaths of black people and killings by law enforcement officers and broader issues of racial profiling, police brutality, and racial inequality. But they don't do it when it's when it's not a white officer. They don't do it, except for when they didn't know ahead of time. In 2013, the movement began with the use of I cannot believe I'm fucking art. This is so obvious. You'd have to be.
I'm telling you.
You have to be blind and deaf not to realize
alrighty
this.
then I do need glasses.
I'm gonna look. They've got a list of the people that all these things are around. You want to see if any of them were killed by a black person? Because I guarantee you the answer is no.
Yeah, but as I said, all except for Trayvon Martin, most of these incidences were or witnessed or videotaped. Trayvon Martin was killed because
no, they're not. A lot of them aren't. And that's the problem they have with some of them. That's what the whole body camera thing is about. They want all the cops have body cams.
I'm talking about like Gardner and what is it, Mike Brown and all these random people.
It wasn't video of Mike Brown.
Was it there?
No. That's why it was.
That's the
all
one who
witnesses. It was witnesses lying about shit. That was the problem with
That was
it.
the one that he reached in the car.
Eric Garner had a video,
Yes.
yes, and that's why it was so obviously a.
But wasn't that the one? When
All right, here's one of their. You want to hear some of their slogans?
Mhm.
So obviously, we all know "Hands Up, Don't Shoot," which was based on Mike Brown. So that's
Mhm,
a good one. Great job there. "I Can't Breathe" after Eric Garner.
Mhm.
Here's an interesting one. "White silence is violence."
Mhm.
That's actually one they say a lot nowadays.
Yeah, because they're saying a lot of white people stay quiet when these issues
What does
pop
that
up
have
on
to do with
social
it?
media.
What about Hispanics? Why isn't Hispanic silence violence? Why isn't Asian silence violence?
Because the white people are the majority, and we need white people. We need you guys.
It doesn't sound like we're wanted. Sorry.
There's a lot more. There's a lot
doesn't
more
sound
white
like
people.
we're
There's a lot
too
more white
wanted.
people at Black Lives Matter rally than me. I put it to you
Does
that way.
not sound like we're too. I cannot sit here and argue this further. I mean,
You should go to a Black Lives rally.
oh yeah, that sounds like a
Yeah, we need
great
to go.
time.
Yeah, we should go to one.
Yeah, I'd love.
We both should go to one.
Yeah, because let's see, the last time that happened, a bunch of people got fucking sniped.
Yeah, but they're
And I ain't talking Wesley. Now, let me tell you what Black Lives Matter hates. They hate all lives matter. They definitely hate the fact that this Philando Castile guy was killed by a Hispanic dude, because that doesn't fit the narrative. And they hate they hate it when you say all lives matter.
They're still gonna go for it because it's police brutality, dude.
Look up, find me something where they talk about the killer. They'll talk about the killers. They talk about the killers of Alton Sterling. Find me something similar about Geronimo Yanez, please. I bet anybody find me that right now and say, if you can prove me wrong, and they're talking about how awful, and they say his name, they show a picture of him, because that's what they're doing with the white dudes in the other case. I would love it. But I'm not gonna argue this anymore. You're wrong. I will not argue it anymore.
I'm not gonna argue.
They
it
don't
anymore.
care about it if it's an Asian guy or a Hispanic guy doing it. They don't.
What are you talking about? I mean, the Asian guy went to jail for killing that kid in the projects and pink projects.
Then they don't care. That's justice. He went to jail. That's what they want.
Okay, so then what else do you want them to do? They were there behind the family and stuff like that. What do you want them to do?
I don't even know what you're talking. I honestly,
There
I
was
don't
a- there
know
was
the
a-
case you're
there was
talking
a young
about.
man- there
I
was a-
bet you I don't know it because an Asian guy did it. Was this
No.
a local story?
I mean, it's a New York story.
All right, that's why.
But he was also in the staircase, and he
See,
got.
I don't watch local news. I only know about the stuff that gets popular in social media.
It was online during the time.
I'm sure
that
it
happened.
was because there's people in New York and they're on the internet. What I'm saying is I only see the big worldwide stories.
Yeah, because they sensationalize the Civil War-ness of the black
Civil War,
of-
black versus
Yeah,
what?
black versus white.
Shocking. Okay, thank you for agreeing with me finally.
I'm saying it's not the only
Anyway,
issue
here's
on
more.
it.
Here's more. This doesn't fit my narrative. Here is Philando Castile's girlfriend, the woman who live streamed his death.
She was pretty calm during the whole
Oh,
thing.
she was amazing. This woman is the most courageous human being
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life.
But that was that was God's grace on her for that time.
Well, that's insane. But here it is. Take a listen.
Daughter, if you guys see that video that went viral, everyone will see that this was a very detrimental situation. Not only to me, not only to her, but everybody in this community.
Was this a Newport commercial?
Yeah, this is for Cools.
Oh, cool. Okay, so
Everybody in this world, not just blacks, not just whites, not just Asians, but everyone. This affected everyone.
Wait, what?
And not Black Lives Matter, all lives matter.
No, cut the feed. Cut the feed. Don't let her say that shit. Cut the feed. Look at the people around her while she said. They're all like, do we keep listen? We gotta listen to her. Her boyfriend just died in front of her, but she's saying that thing we don't like. Oh God, all lives matter. Hang on a second. Well, this doesn't fit the narrative at all. All right, wait. He was killed by a Hispanic guy. Now she's saying all lives matter. This has nothing to do with race. This isn't a black thing, so it can't be Black Lives Matter. She literally says can't be Black Lives Matter. Let's take another listen to that just because I love it.
Whites, not just Asians, but everyone. This affected everyone. And not Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Every single life out here matters, no matter the color.
That old man
Look at
is
that
annoying.
old white man in the background.
It's
He-
like, why are these people out here?
no, he's a reporter. He's a reporter because I see him with a microphone
Uh.
in the full video. But when that happens, his face goes, "Oh my God, is she saying what I think? This is not good. I can't report this. Looks like we're getting a call.
Oh no.
Black Lives Matter. Let's take it
Hello, turn down your radio, please.
It's turned down.
Okay. Sure, well, then why did I hear it? Hi, who's this?
This is Kyle Mason.
Hi, Tile Mason. What's up?
How's it going?
Good.
I just want to make sure I heard what I heard.
All right, let's.
The Civil War was black versus white.
He was talking about a hypothetical civil war,
Okay.
not the actual American Civil War. He was talking. He was talking about the Civil War between Captain America and Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Okay.
All right, we
That
good?
threw me off, man. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, you're retarded.
Jesus, I can't handle Tile. I told you. What did I say about Tile Mason? All right, so let's listen to the end of that.
Race, the nationality, we all deserve to be heard. No one deserves to be taken away.
There you go. That's the clip. That's from a much larger video, but that's the important bit there. All lives matter. You know where you don't see this video going around. Oh boy, you don't see that video going
Are you
around
sharing it?
anywhere.
Have you shared
Oh, well, I'm sharing the shit out of it. Yeah, I keep every post I see where people talk about this guy and try to make it a race thing. Just put that video up. This is the best thing. I love it. It's like she handed me the key to the city. It's the best. All my work is done for me by the woman in the video, who should have, by all accounts, been devastated and crying her eyes out, and had the most composure I've ever seen a human being have in any event ever.
I mean, she was in shock. She was in shock, and then it's sad to say, but then it's kind of like Lotto.
Angie and Caleb in the chat room say, "Amazing."
It's kind of like Lotto.
What do you
Because, I
mean?
mean, she's technically, like, really rich now. And it's sad to say. Whatever lawyer she has is going to give her money. And she's gonna win a big lawsuit against the state. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
so
no, I don't know if she can. She's the girlfriend. They aren't
yeah, they have a
married.
child together. So
Is that their kid? The kid wins the money then. But
it doesn't matter.
by the way, here's the
because-
white motherfucker who did it. Look at this fucking cracker.
Because now she's gonna. No, it doesn't matter. She was in a car and
Look at this
you know
guy.
she's gonna get therapy and stuff. Yeah. So.
This racist asshole. This has everything to do with the fact that this guy was black. Look at him. You know it does. You know how by the way, he for those of you just listening to the audio version of this, if you somehow made it this far,
Sorry, guys.
for one, just watch the video versions from now on. But two, he looks like if you went to a caricature artist with your best Mexican friend and you said, "Look, go wild, just really make him mad." He's literally got a sleepy face.
No, he looks like he works in like a chimichurri truck, which is a truck. I know you're like,
I don't know what that is, but I'm fine with that description because it sounds right.
it's a truck where they sell like Spanish food, like all the worst parts of the meat.
Well, that's all Spanish restaurants, but
No. Do you even eat Spanish food?
what, beans and rice? No.
Beans and rice and chicken.
Yeah, I'm all over that. So yeah, this guy, he's Slowpoke Rodriguez, the officer.
He does look extra Latino. Like,
You can't mistake him for anything else.
Yeah,
and
but
that is why. By the way, this is the first time you're seeing him, right?
No, I've seen that picture online.
Did you see it when I posted it? Because I posted it.
No, I think I saw someone else with it also.
I'd love to. I don't buy that. I think you saw my post.
It was
I'd
yours?
love to. I haven't seen anybody post this shit. And again, I'm following this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all over this. Nobody's posting it because it doesn't fit. They don't care about this guy. They don't care about it. It doesn't fit. That I have seen them bring. So there are two officers on the scene. This is the guy who did all of the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
There are two officers on the scene. And the other guy was white. And I've seen him bring up that guy, the guy who was in the car when it happened, because again, it's white versus black for them. These are people that want to they like tribalism. They want to separate people. It should be about coming together, and it's not. They act like it is by trying to guilt Whitey into joining the movement. I
guess it's worked. I mean, like
no, because here's why I continued doing the show. Here,
I mean,
let's go ahead and move on. No, literally the worst thing happened ever. It's worked. So here's why I had to keep doing the show, because we had to get to this. Dallas happened. Remember Dallas?
No, I know. I'm not talking about radical crazy people. Okay, I'm talking about
Black Lives Matter is a radical crazy people group. Unfortunately, it turns out all people are radical crazy people at this point. That's my point. That's what I said at the top of the show. The internet made Dallas happen. It is your fault. You birthed this. You birthed it every time you fucking shared something about how Alton Sterling didn't deserve to die. You did it every time you shared that screenshot of the one frame where they managed to get his hand up. You did it every time you shared that fucking KKK cop picture. You did it every fucking time you spread one of these lies, hoaxes. You try to make this about fucking race. You did this because the man that did it, I don't know his name. The guy that did it, the sniper dude that did this.
Wow, the sniper's black.
That's only been 3 guys. Only been 3 black snipers.
Exactly, but it's 3 too many.
Were we not? By the way,
how
were
many
we
white
not
snipers?
all the rest. Were we not all blown away when it turned out the DC snipers were black guys? They never said that.
Yes, they did.
No, what I mean is they never said like, well, these might be black guys. They told you, look out for a white man.
Yeah, because
they also didn't know it was coming from a car. But
yeah, because white people are.
Because I lived in an area where we had to. When I went to school, we had to watch out. I'm from Virginia. I had to watch out for these guys. We were afraid they were coming our way because they were moving down the Beltway. And yeah, I remember.
And they caught them by mistake too, right?
Yeah, I think they just happened upon them or something.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
yeah, so you want to know how not racist we are? Black Lives Matter. We never thought you could even be a sniper.
And then there were like false reports. Like, I hate the internet. Like, there's like 34 people in the Marines were let go from the Sniper Academy. Black people were let go from the Sniper Academy.
That's
and all.
Not true.
I know. That's why.
That's the shit that made Dallas happen.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was just laughing.
The dude that did it sat at home, and this has been boiling up inside. And by the way, I get it. He's ex-military. He's got PTSD. Blah, 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 I get it. You didn't help, okay? You didn't help, right? Mm-hmm. You pushed him over the tipping point, at the very least, because it's probably been boiling up in his mind this whole time. He's been lied to. Oh, by the way, all of Black Lives Matter is a lie. It's all based on Trayvon Martin, which is a Hispanic guy shot him, and probably for all the reasons he said, probably. The dude, like, George Zimmerman has been a fuckwit ever since then, but how could you not be? I mean, you're the most vilified man in the world. Yeah. It's not going to go well for you. Then it's based on Mike Brown, who reached for a cop's gun. Tried to hit a cop and reach for his gun. It's based on lie after lie after lie, and all of it predicated on the idea that black people are dying at an epidemic rate due to white cops. All of it predicated on that. By the way, there's another.
The part I have an issue with you with is
white cops.
The white cops. I think it's police brutality.
Who did the sniper guy say he was going after?
White
cops got it. All right, so
yeah, but that has nothing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you was talking about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Issue. So I'm saying,
what do you think made him think that white cops are the enemy? He wasn't shooting for black cops. It wasn't cops. He wasn't shooting cops. White cops. Mm-hmm. Why white cops? David, this is as clear as day. This is as clear as day. And why wouldn't it be that? We're the enemy. We're like, I mean, every song, everything in pop culture is how white people are the enemy of the black man because we once enslaved you.
Yeah, but it's.
I get it.
But
I kind of get the
No, but
sentiment.
The thing is that this is all predicated by the rich. It's to keep us fighting and while they keep on living. It's not a conspiracy. It's the truth.
This is keep you fighting, like it's a thing they're setting out to do.
Yeah,
By the way, we got another vote for "We Was Kangs" when it comes to our poll question.
Yeah, it's
do Black Lives Matter?
I understand that.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Why you trying to sound like 2D from Facts of Life? So I mean, and that's the thing. Like you're saying like, oh, it's not. You think the people at the top? Yeah, that's what they do. They sit there and they have researchers research our life expectancy. We're gonna die. You know, all of these things.
God,
yeah.
If we wanted to kill you,
not you. Are you super rich? Are you super rich?
If the rich white dudes wanted to kill you,
yes.
Which, by the way, who are the rich people?
All different kind of shades and colors.
Who's the majority?
I think
who do you think is behind keeping the black man down?
All other colors. Asians,
Fuck.
whites.
All right. You can't even say your own conspiracy
whites,
at this point.
Asians.
You just won't say it. Like,
no, it's white, Asians. Because money doesn't have so much of a color. There's a lot of billionaire Saudi people.
Asians are the smallest percentage of people to die from cops, by the way.
Yeah, because I know. Why would they die from cops? They regulate their own.
They're the most privileged class.
Yeah,
in America.
and they regulate their own communities.
But somehow it's all about white privilege. But where do you think that fucking term came from? You don't hear about Asian privilege, do you? Have you ever heard anyone say Asian privilege ever, aside from me saying it jokingly, making these points?
No, I've never heard anyone say it. But
they're the most. They make the most money. They're the most privileged.
I know. And that's pointed.
Why do we not talk about that?
Because they didn't enslave people of color.
And that's why we ain't talking about Geronimo Yanez.
And
by the way,
they're talking.
By the way, yeah, they enslaved people. We've all done it to each other.
Yeah, I know. Asians have enslaved people too, but they came over here of their will, and they came over here to work and know that okay, we get to pimp this country. We get to.
Not originally they were basically slave wages building our railroads.
Yeah, and then they came over here, and then they grouped together as, like, for example, the Jewish community did over here. They kept to themselves, and
that's what all people of any origin do.
No.
Yeah.
Not African Americans, and that's
what?
No, that's part of the equation.
Well, one, you guys can't help where you ended up, but.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But these people came here. But these people came here with their culture or whatever, and they, for example, how do I put it? Like Bangladesh people, right? Say people from Bangladesh, they come from their country. One person settles here. 2 or 3 more come, and they all live in the same apartment. 4 or 5 doesn't matter. They all live in the same apartment. They work whatever shitty jobs. They build
You
their.
could have just said Mexicans.
They build their wealth. And then they either buy a business or they do whatever, and they keep bringing family, and that's how they slowly and surely they build their wealth because they're not worried about these American idealistic things, as in, oh, I can't live with, me and Jesse are brothers. I can't live with him no more because he gets on my nerves. Instead of us building wealth, and the Jewish communities do that, even though they hate the brothers may have issues, they still do business together.
Literally, all people group with their people when they move to a new land.
Yeah, but as in people of color or black people, when they came here as slaves, what people did they have? There was no people. They were living together amongst each other.
They were grouped together on against their will.
Yeah, exactly. And then when they
were freed, they still did it because of course you would. Why wouldn't you hang out with the people who have your culture?
This guy here. You hang out with people. Yeah, you hang out with them, but then it's like, where's the wealth or where's the community? There's no community within the people of color because we had no foundation. No
community. It's black people constantly telling me that I don't have a culture, that white people don't have culture.
Really don't have culture. We know that.
Thank you, David, for proving my point immediately after I say it.
I know that. But I'm saying...
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm saying you guys tell me that. So you must have a community and a culture because you're claiming I don't.
Well, I feel I do because my parents came from Panama and they instilled something else in me.
Are you seriously going to sit here and tell me black people don't have a culture? African American
Of
people
course they
don't
have culture, but they don't have a foundation or as a root.
It's even more deep rooted because it was a force for survival.
Yeah, but then oh my God, it's so many different things. It's
You ever notice that
too long to get
you ever notice
into
that
and
black
explain.
folks in the North still share a lot of common things with black folks in the South, like foods and things like that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because
Because of the culture.
because of the culture. And what is the culture? It's a holdover from slave times.
Yeah.
The South was the ones enslaving black people. So the reason Northern black people like all the same foods and shit as Southern black people, soul food, is because
Yeah.
that stuff still held over.
Yeah, the food side
that's
held
part of
over,
the
but
culture.
yeah, and part of the culture is also
rap.
Also dividing us was part of the culture. Also hating ourselves is part of the culture. Also
Okay, so that's part of your culture. Whatever.
okay, but that's not
You don't divide yourselves. If you did, there wouldn't be all those statistics we said earlier that happened because poor
because
black
we
people are
hate each
grouped
other.
together.
Because we get each
But dude, we already even agreed on the fact
No,
that
I
it's not
I
because of that.
understand
It's
that we-
because it's who you're around is who you're going to commit crimes against.
yes, domestic.
Because you hate each other. Now you're doing black on black crime
yeah,
myth.
It's not a myth.
It's not a myth that it happens. It's a myth that it's because you hate each other. That's the thing the white supremacists say. It's
Yeah.
insanity, David.
Because they put it it's not insanity. Anyway.
It is.
I don't have enough time for this.
I cannot
I can't fight with you no more.
please don't. I can't imagine anybody listening to this would be agreeing with you right now.
They don't have to agree with me.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, please, but I can't imagine, like, if anyone heard this, I can't imagine they would be on your side with that, except maybe like a white supremacist with the last thing. But.
No, when I say that, I mean, when people were in slavery, with the lynch laws and all these things, these were things to divide the people of color. It was to keep people weak. That's what it was there for.
Lynching wasn't that big a thing, by the way.
I said the lynch laws. I didn't say
What laws?
okay, look it up when you get a chance. It's a guy from the West Indies. He wrote all these laws of how to keep your slaves tame and how to, keep them weak and to, basically
I'll look it up.
Basically, the laws of how to keep your slaves docile, and it's still to this day. All of those laws, a lot of the things you can see within the people. That's what I'm saying. It's something that you talk to white people, it take too long to explain. I said
Do you
that's
believe in cultural appropriation?
what cultural appropriation. What can you explain it to me?
Okay, so you don't know what that is. So it's that
See,
stupid. It's that
we're-
stupid shit that, especially black, but a lot of SJWs claim where, like, you know how they say like white people can't have dreadlocks. That's cultural appropriation. They say it's cultural appropriation for a white person to have dreadlocks because it's a black person thing. Because it comes from the Islanders or whatever.
I don't care if they have it. I see them with them.
But the point is, there's got to be a culture to appropriate if there's cultural appropriation. I mean, clearly, all the other black people think they've got a culture in common, or else they wouldn't constantly be telling us to stop appropriating
I'm
it.
saying they feel like they have a culture, but I mean, it's also something where, I mean, yeah, people feel like their culture is hip hop. So, I mean, I don't know.
It is.
Yeah, so then that's their culture. But I'm talking. Yeah, but okay. See, this is I'm not gonna fight with this.
I don't know. I
terms
literally
a
don't even
little-
know what the point is.
Yeah, I don't
you're
even know what we're
making
talking
anymore.
about anymore. Yes, I agree.
Dallas. The internet made it happen.
Yeah, you're saying Dallas. I mean, I don't know.
It's a fucking fact. That's a fact.
But it doesn't matter. The guy was
No argument.
the guy was crazy already. So even if it happened and he may have saw it happen, maybe he still wanted to kill people.
I said it was probably already boiling over in his mind. He snapped because of lies. And by the way, from the first lie, I said it. It started at the first lie, the Trayvon Martin shit. This has been a lie since the beginning. The entire premise is a lie of The entire premise of Black Lives Matter is a lie. And then on top of that, you're compounding it with lie after lie. It's a lie that black people are dying at epidemic rates at the hands of white or cop or whatever. That is a lie. The only epidemic is within their own community. That's an epidemic. Percentage-wise, that's an epidemic. That is a lie that is an outside force causing havoc to destroy, to cause the demise of black lives. That is a lie. It was a lie that a white guy killed Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry, most people don't count Hispanic people as that. If Hispanic people get a pass on saying nigga, I'm going to throw that one out the window then. So I'm sorry. If you get the N-word pass, then you don't count anymore when it comes to this statistic. Then it's just lie after lie. The Mike Brown thing was a fucking lie. He deserved to die as much as one can deserve it. Person after the Sandra Bland thing. It's literally, we don't know what happened with her, but they're just like, nah, those white cops killed her. Okay, well, it looks like she hung herself and she admitted to being depressed on Facebook beforehand, but all right. Maybe she just actually was depressed, and maybe you can't predict these things. A lot of times when people kill themselves, no one sees it coming. It's just lie after lie, and then with the last two things that happened, especially. Oh, and there was that guy that fucking hung himself in a park like the day after, and it became this thing where, no, he didn't hang himself. He was lynched. I had to have an argument with a guy on Facebook, a person that I would normally think is at least fairly smart.
You wanted to.
No, David. This is a have to. Listen to this. This guy, he couldn't get it in his head that people, when they commit suicide, sometimes hang themselves from trees. You're aware that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm aware that's a thing, and I feel like the vast majority of human beings understand that hanging yourself from a tree is a common method of suicide. When you can't get a gun, that might even be number 2. We all are familiar with it. I know 2 people who have done it by hanging themselves from a tree. I said, yeah, he committed suicide. He goes, he hung himself? Really? In all caps. Yeah, a common form of suicide? Yeah. And then he goes, in all caps, from a tree? Maybe he didn't have a ceiling fan or a walk-in closet. I don't know. Yes.
It always amazed me with houses in the South too, where you guys have like that second floor, and then you do have a lot of places to hang yourself from.
And yeah, we still do it from trees down there.
But
trees easier.
But when you were saying all these things, it's like I still feel it's more about police brutality with all these things than anything else, or brutality against people of color. Because the Trayvon Martin fine, that was killed a young man for being in his own neighborhood, following a man in his own neighborhood.
Yeah, he shouldn't have died.
Yeah. So it's like
Unless he attacked him.
No, yeah. So it's like all these things, I think that's the issue. It's like Black Lives Matter. When the guy got shot in the projects, even though you say you don't know about the situation,
Never heard of
but it was out there.
You don't know the guy's name?
No. If you look up I think it was in Pink Housing shooting in Brooklyn. Yeah, so he got shot by an Asian cop in a dark staircase. He was there.
Yeah, this is not one of their poster boy. Akai Gurley is the guy that was killed. The cop that killed him's name is Peter Liang.
Yeah.
And of course that ain't gonna go well.
Yeah.
For that whole thing.
So yeah, so they had him. He was part of the narrative for a second, and I think that's part of their.
Yeah,
thing.
you know what? When that second ended,
when he was Asian,
when they told everybody who killed him, I guarantee you that's the second it ended.
That's part of the narrative because it was about police brutality, about people getting shot and hurt by police officers for no apparent reason, and he was just walking down the stairs with his girlfriend or something, and he got shot. And these cops aren't prepared. These cops aren't really ready for the real world of policing neighborhoods. They aren't. Because I think that's the main issue. They're letting rookies go out with rookies, and which is crazy. You know, instead of pairing up a rookie with a seasoned veteran who walks a beat or something, they're putting two rookies together, two freaking, technically, I guess cops can be up to what, 20 years old? Youngest probably, 20, 21?
I have no idea.
Because you just need 2 years of college and then academy. So technically, maybe 21 years old, giving someone a gun and saying, hey, go out there and brave this new world of social interaction and policing these people. They're not ready for the real world. And it's sad. And that's why I say...
I mean, I'm not going to argue any of these points.
But you're going to say it's back to black and white?
It's not me saying it, man. It's not. I'm saying it to you because you're the first person I've ever heard try to say it has nothing to do with that. But it's not coming from... I mean, I could... If I really wanted to sit here and point it out to you...
No, I'm saying if... I'm
find
saying,
you 20
I'm
examples.
saying if that's the case, then I'm not down with it. Because I think there has to be more... If it's just black and white, then that's dumb.
Well,
then it has... No, we know it's dumb, but I'm saying...
Of course it's dumb, but it's what it is, dude. I mean, it wouldn't be called Black Lives Matter otherwise. It just wouldn't. It would be called Stop Police Violence Now. Stop the police brutality.
It's too long. That's why Black Lives Matter too.
Fuck cops.
Long. Fuck cops. No, that you want kids to be able to say it also.
Cop killer.
That's not
anyway, the internet caused Dallas. I'm convinced of it.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't change my mind. And by the way, we don't know for sure yet that it was just one guy, right? Have we determined that for sure? I'm not sure.
I don't even know.
I haven't kept track of it, but
how did they kill him? They said they killed him with like
they killed him with a robot. The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun, David, is a good guy with a robot with a bomb. They killed him with a robot with a bomb.
Well, it must have been.
It was a bomb disposal robot, but they used it instead of disposing of bombs. They used it to drop off a bomb and then scurry away and blow him up.
So what kind of fool was he? He couldn't see the damn thing coming. Those things move slow.
He was trapped. I think what they did is they planted the explosives in the the only exits because they couldn't get up there. He was on top of that building or whatever. They couldn't safely get up there. Yeah.
They're probably not going to release too much of that because they want to still keep secrets. But it's probably a drone.
Here's the guy, the sniper. Says Black Lives Matter, and it's got the emoji fists, and he's giving the brother fist as well, and he's wearing his dashiki. And Black Lives Matter. There you go.
He could have did a better Photoshop. The Black Lives Matter. That was his. Oh, that's your page.
No, somebody else did that. Somebody on Twitter did that shit. Yeah, that's my thing. I didn't do that, but I saw that on Twitter. I just thought it was funny.
In a world where dashikis matter.
Oh, God. Anyway, I'll never get over the idea that I fully believe. Mm-hmm. All right, let me put it this way. Because I'm seeing things in the chat room too, like, well, there's evidence of him planning it out or whatever. Again, I said it's based on the entire thing is a lie. Mm-hmm. That all of this is from the internet. All of that is the internet, and this is the big boiling over point. The police protest in Dallas would not have happened
if it wasn't
for all the fucking shit leading up to it
and the internet.
So he wouldn't have had the event to go to, his perfect spot to do it.
Yeah, because that's how they coordinate everything anyways, the internet now. All you need to do is make an event page.
So you can't convince me otherwise of this. You did it.
I can't even get people
I want you to look yourself in the mirror tonight. If you posted anything about these guys along the lines that we've been talking about tonight, I want you to look in the mirror and say, I killed those cops. Because you did.
I can't even get anybody to go to my Lonely Sexy open mic.
And is that your plug? Are you plugging?
Yeah, I'm plugging July 29th at the Tank. Lonely Sexy Friday. Dark Lonely Sexy Friday. Now it's gonna be really weird because it was just supposed to be Dark Lonely Sexy Friday. Now I don't know if I should use the word dark.
No, probably not.
I can't use white lights now either. Huh?
And this all started because I found out why people don't like cultural appropriation.
Yeah, because then they feel left out. Other
No,
people,
they're scared that white people might do it better. You already know. When Lil Dicky killed the 2016 freshman Cypher.
Oh God.
Fucking designer, this idiot.
I be riding around town in the coupe, got the drop top hanging like I'm Snoop. Hey, you be frontin' like you want it, you can get it. Got me young boys hanging like the youth.
Let's go,
hey,
son.
like designer, he lean, lean, to the niggas throw some money, what he do?
What it do?
Don't watch my moves, can't rock my shoes, can't cock my moves. Don't watch my juice, I be riding around town in the coupe, got the drop top hanging like Snoop.
Don't watch it.
Hey, you be frontin' like you want it, you can get it. Got my young boys hanging.
All right, if you don't understand that this is the worst freestyle of all time, please understand that. I got it rolled back. So this is designer Anderson .Paak and Lil Dicky. This is the 2016 freshman class Cypher. This is an annual event where they pick the hottest new names in rap.
Edition.
And they try to get them all in here. This is designer. He's one of Kanye's guys. He's got a song called Panda you've probably heard. So he's awful at this, and he's literally like falling asleep while he does it. You know, it's like David doing the show. And
I was awake during the show.
almost. And watch Lil Dicky, who knows like, oh God, I'm gonna be the best one. Though Lil Dicky, if you don't know, is a white rapper.
Watch my shoes, can't cock my.
Look at this face. Look at the face of this motherfucker, where he realizes, all
This
you
is
guys
gonna
are
be
bad
easy.
at this.
Yeah.
Because Anderson .Paak isn't a rapper anyway. How he got into this, I don't know. But he looks over at Anderson .Paak like, oh wait, you're not a rapper anyway.
What is he?
He's like he does songs.
Oh,
I don't know.
He sings.
Hey, it's sort of like a singer or something. I don't know. But look at that face. I love it.
Moves, don't watch my juice.
He's literally laughing at designer like, this is terrible.
I be riding around town in the coupe, got the drop top hanging like I'm Snoop.
Remember, we're cultural appropriation. White people are going to take over all your stuff.
Hey, you be frontin' like you want it, you can get it. Got my young boys hanging off the roof. Hey, like
we're gonna watch this whole video.
lean tripping, making close to money, what it do? Don't watch my
God.
moves, can't climb my
I'll just
moves.
hype it up to
got
make
my
it better.
juice, don't watch my juice.
Don't watch it.
Town in the coupe,
Come on,
everybody
come on,
here
come
think
on.
that a snooze.
Come on, do
Hey,
what?
Hang on, I wanna hear him, I wanna hear him.
Like leaving the niggas know what I'm a dude.
What? What did he just say? Is he saying words at this
That's
point?
what I'm saying. It's not going to make any sense.
If you do your thing over it, then we
All
can't
right,
hear
all right,
for
all right.
sure he's
Okay.
literally just mumbling.
All right, so go ahead.
He's not
mumbling.
even trying.
I listened to it 2 times. He's
Yeah, but
literally
this is a
mumbling.
show now.
Hey, like designing, you lean tripping, niggas close to money, what it do?
What?
All he said was his name.
Hey,
and-
designer be
and
gonna be
tripping.
and tripping and gonna
Yeah.
do, yeah.
Hey, got gold, my moves, everybody know.
What was that?
I be riding around town in the coupe.
Lil Dicky is in the background staring at him like, you're still going?
Yep.
Why aren't you? Please
Yeah.
stop.
He went like almost 2 minutes.
Hanging like a smooth. Hey, you be frontin' like you want it, you can get it. Got my young boys hanging off the roof. Hey, like designer, you lean tripping, making close to money, what it do? Hey, don't watch my.
And designer's whole thing, for those of you who don't know, he's a guy that writes hooks. And you can hear that in his freestyle is like he's kind of saying the same things over and over because he is a hook guy. He doesn't know what else to do. So then when he tries to actually switch it up, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
He only knows the one thing.
Can't clap my boom, don't watch my shoes, don't got my juice. I be riding around.
Anderson .Paak in the background like, this is great. He's just nodding. Yeah.
I think they're feeling each other because, like, when he goes
they're
up,
feeling.
yeah.
They're feeling each other all
Oh
right.
yeah.
In the groove, hanging like a snooze.
What the
Hey, you be frontin' like you want it, you can get it. Got my young boys hanging off the roof. Hey, like this honey, you lean tripping, making close to money, what it do? Don't watch my moves, can't watch my shoes. Don't watch my juice, I got my juice. Hey,
He's the guy that goes,
Oh, you got to just. So this guy's wearing a yellow.
so yeah, this is Anderson .Paak, and he's dressed like the 90s.
No, he's dressed worse than the 90s. I don't know what era.
I took your mama to Yard House. I took her to Yard House.
What?
He took it to Yard House.
Yard House.
I don't know
Is
where
that a
that
thing?
is.
Yard
I mean,
House?
in Jamaican patois, yard is your house or home or
Okay.
town.
All right. Fair
But
enough.
I don't know
thought
if
he was
he's-
just not knowing what he was saying.
I don't know.
Nah, I'll count
I
that.
took your mama to Greystone. We got in with no problem.
I don't know what Grace
That
I
doesn't
bought
rhyme.
his tickets to Key Sweat. It was live at Pachanga. Look, I took your mama to
So we are, I want to say 4.5 bars in, not a single rhyme.
Oxnard. We went surfing on long bugs like I hopped on the stage. I hopped off the stage and got right on the plane. I know it's a tip, but I'm bringing out Dre. I'm bringing out K. I'm bringing out Tip. I'm looking 3 sacks in the face. I'm
Look at Designer's in the
Designer's
background,
hype.
and he loves
hype.
this. Designer is fucking dying.
But then when Dickie goes up, he doesn't like it.
No, they don't like Dickie. They don't like Dickie being there. Dickie's a white guy. They don't.
Then they should have.
It's cultural appropriation
Then
that
they
he's
should
even
have asked
there.
to go on another cipher.
Well, come on. They don't get to choose that.
Yes, I
with the Free Nationals. What more can I say? This shit is a trip. Lemonade, baby, I'm faithful. What more can I say? I'm fucking the fleshlight to cope with the pain. What more can I say?
Oh, he's fucking a fleshlight to cope with. I like that line. That was a pretty good line.
She's staring and waving. I'm looking the other way. My mind on my paper. I don't like to slay her, but she Asian and thick, so I might have to slay.
Designer's adding in.
Chop shave for the side piece. Sushi for the main. Look how far we came. Tequila with the
You know
lime.
what? Can you pause it? I'm gonna become a rapper because
Anybody can.
no,
now.
I mean it makes no sense because I could
Have
do
you seen
every.
Lil Yachty?
Because I could. No, I have.
That's
not.
an actual retarded person.
I have
And he's in the freshman class.
Oh god.
Lil Boat.
I feel.
Lil Boat.
Yeah, I felt Cupcake was robbed, guys.
That's disgusting, they say in the chat room. Yeah, Cupcake was. Yeah, our girl Cupcake, my best friend Cupcake, by the way. Check out Cupcake's tweets. She retweets me. She loves me.
Can you? Yeah. Okay. So can you like ask her next week? Maybe she can be on the show and we could be like, hey.
It's
what?
real tough to get Cupcake.
I know she's really popular.
It was hard. It was hard to get her the first time. But she is now my best friend, and they fucking overlooked her for these fags.
Yeah.
Too much.
Super fags.
I don't like that.
Ginger with the taste.
Not a single girl in the freshman class. You'd think.
Ginger with the class.
Who
What?
knows?
I waited.
Yeah, we're all waiting for something to happen. Anderson.
You know, he uses the same word over and over to make a rhyme, and Designer just uses mumbles to make a rhyme.
Shoes in my bag.
Waited, I got in line. I did some records with Dre. I got my feet in the
Designer in the background just going at it.
game. In 1 year, I changed it.
Can I
You
say
niggas
something
is
again?
late.
Huh?
See, like when my little improv troupe off top, whatever, it's weird because when people can rap, hype men have nothing to say. Not really. You don't have as much
You don't
to do.
need to do anything.
You don't need to do too much. You're like, this guy's amazing. I want everyone to hear every
You don't want to
fucking
step
word.
on his words.
Yeah. And then when somebody's horrible, I'm just like, damn, I'm hyping up everything.
Yeah.
And that's what Design is doing at this part. He's just like, let me hype this shit up.
I think he actually is into it. Oh, so Lil Dicky
Yeah.
thought he was about to go in. You heard him go, hey.
My son is amazing. He look Korean, but he dance like MJ. He only in pre-K.
Listen. Here's Lil Dicky.
You say you fucked the flashlight?
Fucking to cope with the plane, bro.
Bro, that's amazing.
Lemonade.
It's amazing.
He's literally making fun of Anderson .Paak's rhymes to his face, and that was actually one of the better parts he did, just by
I
comparison.
don't think it was him mocking. I think he actually liked those
No,
lines.
he's
The lemonade part.
making fun of him.
I fucked a bunch of flashlights.
But he tried. Now he realizes he shouldn't do that, and he goes, "I fucked a bunch of fleshlights," to try to like bring it back. Like, oh no, it's self-deprecating.
Yeah, but he's a comedic rapper, so it's totally fine that he's doing that.
Yeah.
The pain is different. You understand?
They don't take him serious because he's a comedy rapper.
New crib doesn't got a driveway, still pulling out when I'm fucking by the fireplace. Bitch that I'm with used to fuck around with Gosling. I don't like to think about it, shit is so exhausting. Kissing on your baby like the boy a politician. Spitting out
Yeah, the designer and Anderson's standing in the back like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, they're still nodding their heads, but they don't want to be there anymore. They don't like this. He's showing them up.
shit, overcooked chicken. Hopping out the lift, no tipping, I'm rich. So sick, getting blown, I'm just making a wish. Oh boy, got a show out. Only thing that you and I like is their pronouns. Girls trying to go out, white like a snow out. Hair so straight.
And by the way, I'm not like one of these big Lil Dicky fans where I think like everything he does is great. I didn't like that last thing he put out. I just, in comparison to these guys, he's like, he's killing
Way
it.
better.
Blowout, touchdown, score, no toe out. Run around the telly being loud as fuck. The May stop coming back, turned down for what? The name hopped in the motherfucking crowd to bust. That little Diggy got double XL. What? Do it, do it.
So he goes, at the very end, Lil Dicky turns to designer and goes, do it. Makes him do it. Makes him do his little thing. There you go. Cultural appropriation, guys, at its finest. We're winning. Yay!
Well, I mean, white people are winning. Like, you got...
Yay. Now we own rap, too.
White people...
We've got Eminem and Lil Dicky.
White people get killed more by cops. You guys are winning there, too.
Yeah, we win in all the
You
the
guys
categories.
win every category. You guys are
This should have been over with a long time ago,
Yeah,
this
a
episode.
2-hour
huh?
show?
Over now. We're now at 10 minutes over 2 hours.
Jesus. All right, well.
That's it, huh? Oh, wait. No, let me get rid of that. No, I had one thing I meant to show during the thing, but...
You want to show?
No,
I
fuck
mean-
it. I don't care at all. Let's end this shit. Sorry that took forever, but I thought it'd be fun to end it with some Lil Dicky and some Cypher. And by the way, don't think I don't understand that Lil Dicky wrote... That was not a freestyle. That's all written shit. I'm sure
but
a little
it
bit
doesn't matter.
of it.
It should have been written because you knew that you was going to do something for this.
Well, it's a
cipher.
cipher. Ciphers are okay to write. It's freestyles you don't write for. Ciphers are okay to write.
That's what I'm saying. So that's my point.
You bring random lines to a cipher and you try to put them together. But that was all totally written. And then in his freestyle, so they did individual freestyle videos with each guy. And in his individual freestyle, it is literally just lyrics off of his album. It's not a freestyle at all, but none of them are free. Oh, God, I really want to show Lil Yachty.
So do it.
All right.
I mean,
Real
like-
quick, Lil
we're like
Yachty.
32
guys,
hours over.
Guys, if you sat through it this long.
Hey, mama.
Oh,
I
my
did
God.
it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Please put it bigger.
I'm just doing it the full screen effect. You got, ladies and gentlemen, if you're unfamiliar, this is Lil Yachty, a.k.a. Lil Boat, in his freshman class solo freestyle.
For 51 minutes.
This is
sad.
This is real and legitimate. He's serious, okay? Let me be very clear. He's serious.
Hey, mama. I did it. I'm finally here. Diamonds on my neck. Cost of 60 plus a cool 5.
Just to be clear, so people understand, he's in the freestyle already. That wasn't just him saying hi to his
It
mom.
sounded like he was just saying
It
hi
just
to-
sounds like he's saying hello.
Oh, my God. That's horrible.
That's it. That's the beginning of it. David, quickly describe what he looks like for our audio listeners.
He has I'm going to say Venus Williams beads in his hair. But like on her worst day.
Yeah. Like she really didn't feel like it that day.
He has his glasses are kind of hipster, look kind of like witchy, right? Like
Yeah, they're like wire frames.
wire frames. He has, I guess he's talking about the gold chains around his neck. He just looks really bad.
You haven't seen a guy that looks like this since Mace.
Even Mace.
I'm not saying Mace looked like this. I'm saying that era. Do you know what I'm saying? The Puff
Yin-
Daddy.
Yin Yang twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of look Yin Yang twinish.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? That's a better
Yeah,
comparison.
yeah,
he looks
not-
like a yin yang twin.
Yeah.
He looks like he ought to be whispering about beating our pussies up.
Yeah, he looks like.
Chickens lined up in the kitchen like a turkey drive. Brother on my side, on his hip, that's a 4-5. Never a bum, I rather high tech over rum when you dap me up. I know you see me shining from pinky.
What?
Did you catch any of that?
I heard 4-5 at his hip, which I think every rapper has used in an album. But
It's
anyway.
like you can tell like some of this was written and he's trying, but
it's not like
he's
he
an
almost-
actual. I'm not kidding. He's retarded. You should see his music videos. It's like Tim and Eric made a rap music video. It's bizarre. It's just memes. I'm not kidding. It's literally memes.
Finger to thumb. We having traffic. I call static up in the attic like Dish Network. I'm top floor by the Blue Shore. That's
like Dish Network. I'm top floor.
a little boat with the biggest ego flying.
Lil Boat. That's his catch. He signs off by saying Lil Boat. His name's Lil Yachty.
Maybe he has a kid. And
He goes
calling
Lil
him.
Boat.
Maybe he's calling
No,
him
this
a kid.
this is a kid. He's like 18.
So you're trying to say he can't have a kid?
Well, you're right.
In the sea.
No, well, I mean, if he's got a kid, according to me, he probably never met him.
Every time you see me out, you know it's a movie like Regal Cinema. Lil Chrissy, that's my photographer. Lil Boat, he going very far, burning up like Sean Paul.
Photographer going very far. We've literally reached our limit on the audio. File size limit reached.
Lil Boat.
Lil Boat! Did you hear that? That's his actual sign off. Lil Boat. That means he's done.
God.
That's how you know. I gotta hear that one more time.
Lil Boat.
Lil Boat.
And then they had
I want to
11.
sign PODAWFUL off that way. Lil Boat. I want to get these fonts though. I need to steal those for our Teens Choices Awards 2016s 14s.
Oh God,
I
when
need
is that
all of
coming
those
up?
fonts. That's at the end of this month. Guys, get ready. PODAWFUL, Teens Choices Awards 2016s 14s. It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk about all the hottest teens out there. Does he have those hair things little black girls have? Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does, impressionable 14-year-old.
But it looks they look clear.
Yeah,
They're clear.
they're not red like
Yeah.
you'd imagine or pink.
Yeah, they're not colors. They're no colors.
Yeah, they're the clear ones. Although the little black girls wear the clear ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, you got anything you want to say before we go?
No, thank you.
All right. And of course, I only have to say, Lil Boat.
No, we need to get different.
Thanks, pod people. Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. Help keep Jesse from finally ending it all. The show never ends on Facebook. Join our group at podawful.com/group. Watch all our videos on YouTube. Subscribe at youtube.com/podawful. Hey, stupid girls. We're on all your favorite social media platforms. The name is always PODAWFUL. See you on Instagram or whatever. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.